100 today. And we are in Zanvoort. Only 15 drivers today, so I don't know what's going to happen with shorts or 100% qualifying. We'll explain that shortly. But in the meantime, qualifying is live, and I'm along with Mike. Say hello.
Hello.
So 15 drivers. Does that mean we're going short?
No. It'll be full quali, mate. I think it's
Full quali.
12 or less. I think it's short quali. Yeah, it'll be full quali, mate. Full quali.
All right, fair enough.
Keep my eye. I will keep my eye on Discord.
Keep your eye on it.
Keep my eye on it.
Keep your eye on it. All right. While you do that, yes, we are round 3 here at the circuit Zanvoort in the Netherlands, and on board with Shaggy on his outlap.
Shagster.
That's certainly a nickname. But Shaggy did quite well last night, didn't he? He finished 5th?
5th, no, 6th.
6th. Yeah,
no, 5th. He was 5th. Wallace 4th, Sierra 3rd, Soviet Mario, and so 5th.
Yes.
Obviously, so it is all due to stewards' reports. That's the unofficial result. Official result will be out tomorrow, I think.
It does take a little bit of time to go through all of that additional paperwork. Looking on with, what did we call him yesterday? The Great Wall of Wallacey?
Great Wall of Wallacey. The Great Wall of Biltong.
Yes. That's still on board with Steele at the moment, at least on my point of view, in the Alpine. I swear he's always in the Alpine.
Yes, it's not very often he's in anything else, is it, at the moment?
Yeah.
What does he drive?
I wouldn't be surprised if he does buy one.
He might already have one, knowing him. Loads of money.
Yeah. Get the new Alpine A110 or something.
Nice. Right, let's see how many Sundays. Oh, I don't make Sundays.
I didn't think he did, no. But it's a purple first sector for Mike Steele at the moment as he goes through turn 8.
Oh, McLaren.
Into turn 9.
Drove round 1 in a McLaren on a Sunday.
Ah, okay.
Anyway.
All right. Well, going through sector 2 is the fastest middle sector as well, so it could be on for a fastest lap. But again, it is first part of qualifying, so I'm not going to get too excited just yet.
He's done a 1:11.8. Oh, 1:11.0, sorry. Can't read me.
Now, we did see MCL break into the 108 last night. Let's see if he can copy that. 1:10.6 for Steele.
Verstappen next, mate, in a Haas.
Verstappen? Yes, it is. I thought it was the Mercedes of Minden, but
purple sector
pardon me, not meant to be. Indeed, I was just about to mention that as well, but I had a little bit of a burp.
Oh, nice. I see that ERC Billy is qualifying on the mediums.
Might be doing the same as EXO yesterday. He did Q1 on mediums. Verstappen fastest with a 1:10.1. On with Minden, goes second, 1:10.606. And McLaren on track with Billy, puts him in 5th on mediums, 1:11.3. But I think overall everybody's going to be through because we are on 15.
Bird's on hot lap.
Let's look at Bird in the other Alpine. Coming through turn 13 and then onto the final 19-degree banked corner. More facts with Mike later. Goes second with 1:10.4.
See, Billy's done a 1:11.3. Medium. Sierra's next, matey.
Look at Sierra. He's coming through turn 7 and then into the kink at 8. Bird's retired from Q1, so that's all sorted.
You feel confident that time?
Yeah, I mean, that what I remember yesterday, to be fair, that would have got you through Q1 anyway.
Hmm.
Sierra's got fastest middle, so it could be a new top of the timesheet's time. But yeah, I think that would have got you through.
Got you through
Q1 last night.
Q1, yeah.
I think really, if you were in the 111s, you would have needed to worry. Sierra goes second with 110.4. Little Mick behind him, 111.1.
American debutante, Little Mick, with a 111. Welcome to ERC.
Welcome to ERC.
Next one.
From both
is,
myself and Mike.
Yeah, Mo Sullivan's your next one.
Through turn 7. It's a really fast kick, that. Through turn 10, the long left-hander. Careful on the throttle as he opens the rear wing. What sort of time can he put through? It's a 49.1 after 2 seconds. I think that's one of the slower times we've seen today. Through turn 13 and round the banking. One of the newer tracks on the calendar, this one, and it's the only one, other than Abu Dhabi, which has been redone recently, as Sullivan goes 110.7. The only one to really have any form of banking, I believe. Right?
I think so. I think Iconic. Yeah, Iconic's still on an outlap, but I think he's the next one.
And so's MCL.
Oh, yeah.
MCL has been on an absolutely dominant run recently.
Certainly has. 4 wins out of 5. No, sorry.
4 wins.
3 wins out of 4, isn't it? No, hang on.
We've got 3 in managers. He's got 1 in here. Dash Stappen won the last one. Does he race Sunday?
Yeah, he won Sunday. Hang on, let me have a look.
So 4 out of 7, I think that makes it. We shall find out for you all shortly. In the meantime, Rookie is also on an outlap. Iconic's just started one. He heads into turn 1.
Six out of 7 years at the moment, MCL.
Mike, you need to include your audio.
Oh, sorry. 6 out of 7 years, MCL.
6 out of 7?
Yep.
Wow. That is some run at the moment. And he's certainly going to be wanting to continue in the AlphaTauri today. If yesterday was anything to go by, you know, we could be looking at an absolute dominant performance again.
Yeah, certainly can.
Especially because he got fastest first sector.
It's not giving me the option to tick.
Ooh, let me look into that for you. It should have done. I did press that. Why did that do that? I pressed that toggle earlier when I was setting the title, and it's just done that.
All done.
There we are. I pressed that toggle before, and it just wasn't. Pressed just as I started the stream.
Right, here we go. Iconic's gone P7 with a 110.8.
Here comes MCL. What sort of time? It's a 110.003, so just on the cusp of a 109.
Rookie's done a 112. Pro Ricardo's your next on track.
Turn off the telemetry. Heading into turn 8. Through turn 9. 4th gear for Pro Ricardo. And then long left at turn 10. Mind the curbs on exit as well. Very easy to have a spin with that. Pardon me. Heading through the Hanshurst chicane, I believe. Into turn 13. Through the Rolex sponsorship and round the banking. Pro Ricardo in the Aston Martin across the line. goes 6th place,
Not bad.
110.6. That's not bad for him.
Pasteleo next, Mocha.
On the mediums as well.
Uh-huh.
So he's going to be looking to save his tyres for Q2, maybe Q3 for later.
As you said, same tactics as Exo did last night.
Exactly. And now that I've realised, someone else has come in, and I think that would be Wallace. Because we're up to 16, so that means one person is going to get eliminated from Q1 here.
Wallace is on a quali-ban, sorry.
Ah, so Wallace is going to be eliminated from Q1 in. I was going to say, because he's just retired, so I don't know if he's had any network problems or whatever, but he's on the quali ban.
Yeah.
How come?
Chit chat on the Discord.
Ah, right, okay. So unless someone else does decide to come into the race, I think everybody is safe.
Yeah. Exo's just going out. Just out of the pits now.
It's a bit anticlimactic this first session, unfortunately.
Yes.
But believe me when I say, if last night's Q2 is anything to go by, we could see some big names drop out.
We did, didn't we? We did. Quite surprised with some of those. Just going to pop the kettle on.
You go pop the kettle on and I'll mention, because, again, we've had 2 debutantes this weekend at Zanvoort. We've had Mario last night, and we've had the American Little Mick this time.
Little Mick.
And they're both the debutantes so far are doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Mario finished on the podium in the manager's race, and Mick is in P9, which would get him through to Q3. So, you know, Alfa Romeo's have got some good rookies.
Yeah. Little mention about Dorsey Dave. He's had internet problems today, unfortunately.
I did see that mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I think I saw him in the Discord saying he was going to threaten the
yes, he did, didn't he?
company with burning the building down.
And then a new deputy who's yet to race, Arson, actually put something on Discord about setting fire to something, which is quite funny, I thought. Arson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. Pardon me. On board with Exo. Fastest first sector as well.
Aye. He likes this track.
Clearly, yeah. I mean, his favourite is Hungary, so we're looking at like quite tight and technical tracks, and this is certainly one of them. Looking as he goes through the back straight down the second DRS zone on this track, it's fastest middle sector as well. So could he be pipping MCL to top the timesheets?
Unfortunately, they're not teammates tonight.
They're not teammates tonight, but this could be interesting for the managers' races as they come. He goes third with a 110.135. He lost a decent chunk of that in the final sector.
Certainly has, hasn't he? Pasteleo's on and out that. Yeah, Pasteleo is the only other car on the circuit at the moment in the Red Bull.
He is very much so around the banking.
I'll go through the teams and drivers in a bit. We've had a couple that have been promoted and a couple that have been demoted through the tiers. Okay. So go through that in a bit. Plenty of time. I'll tell you what, I have just realised I have washing on the line and it's going a bit damp.
Has it started raining?
It's not raining, no, but it's getting a bit damp at night now, isn't it? Summer's
oh, it is it?
Closing in.
Yeah.
Just bear with me one
minute. Reminds me, I need to take the rest of mine down. Oh.
I'm now in the back garden.
Aww. quite getting his daily dose of fresh air today.
Yeah.
Between 1952,
The lawnmower era.
historically, McLaren has also had several successful races here. We're at Zanvoort
Exo
Circuit
pops
here today.
into the pits.
You're
After
saying
putting
that
in that stellar time, Pastoleo's got a fastest middle sect.
got an Avery in the
And
back
he was up
garden
on
with birds in, and there's also stood on the top of my shed.
Orange stems from Dutch
Look
Royal
at this. And Pastoleo crosses the line, goes second with 1:10.004. That puts him 2 thousandths behind MCL, which is considerably closer than it was yesterday.
Yeah, bit of a statement that, I think.
That is a bit of a statement, yeah. That is Pastoleo on the charge. Because we've seen 2 different drivers win the 2 races at Spa and Imola so far. So, could we possibly see a third today?
Could do, could we?
I hope
Could
so.
do.
Especially with people like Pastoleo setting that sort of time. We certainly could.
The Netherlands has produced multiple F1 drivers. However, multiple world champion Max Verstappen.
Why is the in-game comms mentioned Juan Manuel Fangio?
And I'll tell you something else. He's got a Brummie accent as well. Look at the,
Oh, he's got a Brummie accent, has he?
he has, yes.
That was a failed attempt at a Brummie accent.
Have both led 180 laps
That
at
was
this
that was.
Right, he does 190 laps.
70 laps left.
All right, mate.
All right, mate. Jobs are good in.
You sound more like Nigel Mansell there.
Jobs are good in.
Jobs are good, mate.
I think that'll be it now. I think people will be urged
It's
to
too late for
retire.
anybody else to go out. So, we've only got Wallace going out in Q1, but that's because he's on a quali ban, so he's not going to be able to participate any further in qualifying. So he's going to be starting 16th. But the other 15 drivers, they're going to be looking to certainly improve their times. Because, again, yesterday we were looking at 108, and the best lap we've got is almost a 110 flat.
Yeah. So obviously more rubber goes down. Whatever. There you go. Anyway, your 15
Yes.
qualifiers. Wallace is the only one that doesn't qualify due to a qualifying ban. Yeah, I've just seen in Discord, Bird has asked Adrenal and Sternface, you have got 10 minutes to join. So, well, 16 minutes, but that was 5 minutes ago. So.
they've got 10 more
messaged
minutes.
Stern today, actually, and I've not had a reply off him, so he may be a bit busy, because I know the weather in Tenerife, I don't know if you know this, but he is a windsurfer, wakeboarder, coach, and with the winds being at their peak at Tenerife at the moment, he's very busy with his coaching, so he could be working. Bless him. What a job that is, eh? Wow.
Possibly. But
Bit
Q2
overcast.
is about to start.
Bit overcast.
It's overcast, so we could be looking at rain. In that case, drivers are certainly going to want to be out as early as possible, so that they don't get bogged down by the rain. Because yes, it was overcast in Q1, but again, with this sort of weather, it could rain at any time. As we've got Most Sullivan first out on track, ahead of a rookie at this point in time. Through the pit exit on the inside. Whoa! Whoa! What happened there? Rookie's gone and retired himself.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a really weird way of doing it. Because I'll tell you what he did. He went on pit exit and then just turned left and then just smashed into the barrier.
I never saw it.
I unfortunately did from one of the trackside cameras. But yeah, it certainly looked like something. It was pretty funny, I'll be honest. But Q2 top 10 drivers go through. We've only got 13 and a half minutes now. And it is the fastest lap that counts, obviously.
Certainly is.
We look Mo Sullivan starting his first push lap. Missing the apex there slightly on entry into turn 1. Bit of time to be gained there through turn 3. You need a good exit out of there so that you can get this section, turn 5 and then turn 6, which is all essentially flat. Correct. Down a gear through turn 7. Mind the kink into turn 8. Then down another few into the right-hander of turn 9. Go to the other side of the track for turn 10. Long left before you open your rear wing. And you go down the second straight here on this track. Brake for the chicane. More of a kink and then a hairpin, if anything. Into turn 13. And it's flat through here. Rear wing opens early for some reason in this game.
It's
Don't know why they
DRS,
haven't fixed it. Yeah. But it's a 1:10.5 from Mo Sullivan. Faster than his Q1 time, although not by very much.
Yeah, just on little Mick there.
Goes second. That steal. It's a 1:10.5 from the Great Wall of Wallasey.
Yes.
Pro Ricardo comes across the line. 1:10.8, fastest final sector from him, but only enough to go into third place. Here comes Shaggy.
The Shagster.
Across the line. Finished 5th place in the manager's race, starting, well, at the moment, in 3rd place. Pasteleo goes to the top with a 1:10.1. MCL hasn't finished out, gone out yet, so before we do look at top of the session, we're waiting for him to come through. Billy goes into 6th place. Dash Stappen is coming across the line now to start his lap, I would assume, because a 1:32 is the only other person on the lap is Minden as he comes through the final corner. Dying to be an admin. Let's see what sort of performance he can go. 3rd with a 1:10.5. But he's in charge of the postseason awards, no?
Yeah. Mick Jar. And he's in charge of the Tenerife trip that we're going on there.
Oh, hello. I think you said a bit much there.
Who?
I know. I thought you reacted it as like a crap I've said too much.
Oh no, sorry, I was watching something else. I was watching Bird. no.
Oh right, fair enough.
Arranging a meet-up in Tenerife. So
Aye.
obviously there'll be more news on that once we get things sorted.
Dash Stappen goes second. It's 1:10.3. Looking at Sierra, I think he's going to be next to cross the line. Fastest middle sector from Sierra as well. Goes through turn 13. Mind the track limits there, got very close. Here comes Sierra, the other Alpha Tauri. It's a 1:10.05.
Good luck, mate.
That is a very good lap.
Is that Iconic
That
next?
puts him
Bird. Iconic. Oh, Bird.
Bird and Iconic.
Bird's just purple sector
Track.
2.
I thought Bird and Iconic were on the same section of track there for a sec. But they're on completely opposite ends there. Round final corner. through the banking, flat through there. Very easily hit your top gear in 8th. Fastest middle sector goes third with 1:10.1. As we look at Iconic, MCL is on an outlap. Iconic's got a fastest middle sector. With Birds retired from the session, happy with a 3rd place. It's quite a competitive time in comparison to what we've seen so far today. The grand final corner, here comes Iconic. Across the start finish line, Iconic goes into 4th place. It's a good time, and so far, Iconic's teammate Billy, not a bad lap at all. Iconic's teammate Billy, Little Mick, Alfa Romeo Debutante, Exo, and MCL who've not set a lap, and Rookie who won't set a lap, are looking to be eliminated from Q2.
There's MCL on an out lap, in lap now.
He's just started one. Anybody else on a lap? Little Mick is on an out lap, so he's looking to try and improve his 1:11.4 time. If he could get into probably the mid 110s would be good. I think if you get into the mid 110s, you're probably going to be quite safe. Anything slower than that, it's a bit dodgy.
MCL then.
Round turn 10 is the fastest first sector for the AlphaTauri man. Here he becomes the fastest middle sector as well. He set a 1:08 time in Q3 last night in the Red Bull. Could we be looking at something similar in terms of dominance today? Round turn 13 and the final corner. Here comes MCL. 3 wins in the manager's race. What sort of time can he put in? It's a 1:09.6. Fastest time we've had so far today. Looking at Mick, he's half a second up on his personal best through that first sector.
Who's that, Mick?
He's a second up after 2. So we could be seeing little Mick push up into, well, upper end of the top 10, right?
Yeah, top 8, yeah. If he carries on this pace, here he comes.
Certainly, here he comes. It's a 1:10.1.
P4.
Puts him in 4th place.
Good lap, son. Dashed up and on
that
an out
time
lap.
of Birds with a 1:10.1 is just looking a little bit.
Yeah, a bit shaky, mate, isn't it? He's still got 6 minutes.
It's a little bit shaky because you're going to be thinking, right, Shaggy, Pro Ricardo, Billy and Exo are going to be setting laps or improving, right? So they're going to go considerably quicker. And because of that, anybody below Bird is certainly going to want to improve their time to make sure they can stay in. This is going to be an interesting last 5 minutes of qualifying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just.
Dorsey Dave, internet's just come back online.
Oh, love it.
What a shame. Sod's law, isn't it?
MCL's confident in his time as well. He's retired, and I think with just cause.
Who are we on with now then? Dash Stappen.
I'm looking at Dash Stappen. Winner last time out in Imola, I believe.
Certainly was.
It's a fastest middle sector as well. Or was for a brief moment. Don't know if it still is or not. Round turn 13. You want to just drop a gear or two as you come into that corner and then flat through here. What sort of time can we get? It's a 1:10.0. That firmly puts him in 2nd place. 1:10.0 to 8. Here comes Billy, half a second up after the first sector on his personal best time.
9 tenths between P2 and P13.
That is tight. That is tight. Billy coming through the 2nd sector now. He's
purple.
7 tenths exactly. Purple sector 2. He's 7 tenths up on his personal best. If he can keep this up, this is certainly going to put him towards the top.
Yeah, I want Billy to do well tonight. He's not had much luck. 2 DNFs on first lap in the managers. Deserves a bit more luck, does our Billy? And he's gone P2.
He's gone second. The only other man to go 109.986.
Good lad,
Billy.
Bilge.
That's certainly put him safely in that top 10. Exo's finally on an out lap. Now we've seen him do a 2-lap warm-up of his tyres and his engine before he goes for it. So could he be replicating that with 3:30 to go? Yellow's in the first sector, but there's nobody there. That's probably just for slow car. Here comes Exo. We've got a whole fleet of drivers now coming out for their final lap. Mo Sullivan is out. Shaggy the Shagster is also out. Pro Ricardo in 13th has also come out. I was saying you probably need a mid 110 lap. You need to be knocking on the doors of a 109 here, I think. Mike?
Hello, sorry, Mucket. You were saying? I was
No,
miles away.
I thought you disappeared for a second.
No, I'm just answering somebody on Discord. Sorry, I'm sorry. What did you say, Casper? I'm sorry, mate.
I was just saying, because earlier I said that you probably need a mid 110 to be safe.
Yeah.
Now you've got to be knocking on the 109s, really.
Yeah, certainly have. It's I'm on board with Minden. I think he's on a. No, he isn't. He's on an outlap.
Exo's finishing up his lap though.
Minden. What's Minden? Mo Sullivan.
Is he going? No, this is the only lap that Exo's going to be doing.
Yeah.
It's a 110.4. I don't think that's enough.
No, Mo's on a fast lap. He's 900ths up on his time.
He's marginally up on his own time. Certainly looking to be pushing.
And Steele's on an outlap as well, so I'm on.
Mo's put in a purple second sector. Exo is on the bubble in 10th place. So we could be looking at Exo, well, already eliminated with 1 minute 30 to go roughly. Here comes Mo Sullivan, 11th place for a spot in Q3. He goes to 10th.
Knocks Exo out.
110.2. That might not be good enough because he's only in 10th and drivers aren't constantly improving. Here comes Shaggy. He's slightly up on his personal best so far, but here he comes around the start-finish line. It's marginally up, nowhere near enough.
Shaggy's out, unless he goes another lap.
Shaggy
now
is out, along with Exo. Who else can try and save himself? Pro Ricardo's on an outlap, I think either that or he's made a mistake. Here comes Steele.
Shaggy's scoring again, by the way. He's 300 up on his time, so.
Steele's got the fastest middle sector. He's 1200ths, can't get my words out, 1200ths up on his personal best. Here he comes round the final corner, the Great Wall of the Wirral. What time can he put in? It's 7th.
Yeah.
110, 114. That should be fine for him.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at Shaggy.
There's
He
three
was up on his time, but he's gone slow now. So Shaggy's out, Exo's out, Mo's out, Ricardo.
Pro Ricardo's pitted.
Yeah, so there's your 5 going.
And
Mo.
mind you, 6th, 7th, and 8th are within the same hundredth.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah, close stuff. Yeah,
And
so
from P2 to P10, not even 3 tenths.
no, brilliant stuff.
That is cracking stuff from the drivers today. And if anything, that just shows how tight it's going to be in that final session. But a couple of big names are out.
Yes, they
in
are.
Q2. Big names include Shaggy and Exo, really.
And don't
Considering the
forget
performance he had last night.
Pro Ricardo as well. He's 4th in the championships.
Yes.
So,
As
yeah.
Steele hits.
That's it.
That is your lot really for this one.
I tell you something.
Losing
What's
weight.
nice to see is our debutant tonight, little Mick. He's into Q3 on his first attempt with the ERC. Good to see.
Good to see. To be fair, the debutants really have delivered this week, haven't
They
they?
have. They have.
Because we had Soviet Mario last time in the managers finished second, I believe.
He did.
Finished second. And then to add on top of that, he qualified, I think, third. Or somewhere in that top section.
I think it
Um,
was third.
and-
Yeah, third. Yeah, third. Qualified third.
Yeah, third. And we've got Mick in 6th place in Q2, so we could be seeing 2 Alfa Romeo rookies. Certainly going to be looking at, well,
Just
top
confirm.
3 starts, really.
Yeah, just to confirm, there's your 5 going out of Q2. Mo Sullivan, Exo, Shaggy, Pro Ricardo, and Rookie. This is the one that counts.
Now, this next one is the one that counts, and also, you know how I was saying from P2 to P10, it's only 3/10. Including P1, it's only 6.
That's good, isn't it? That's good. Good advert for the
So-
league, that is.
It really is a good advert for Evolution Racing community, because we are tight. And close racing is what we provide.
Certainly is.
I was trying to really phrase that in not as a sort of way. That did not work. Anyway, Q3, 12 minutes to decide pole position. Who are you thinking at the moment?
Well, you've got to look at one, haven't you, at the moment? Well, at the 2, I would say Dash or MCL, but if I had one choice, it'd be MCL.
I think, right, top 3, MCL, Pasteleo, Dash Staff.
With MCL, Dash, and Sierra.
Interesting.
Jim Clark is one of the most successful drivers in Zanvoort.
Oh, I love Nigel Mansell. That was a failed attempt as well.
Yeah. Give up on
I need to
your
work on my Brum
impressions.
accent, man.
Give up on the impressions. Stick to your day job selling jeans.
I need to work on my Brum accent, man. Ah.
So, Minden is your first out.
He is. I'm just looking. We've got 7 teams in Q3, I think.
Yeah, 7. Certainly
A
have
good
to.
representation across all tiers for this Q3 session.
Representation. Representation, even.
Yes.
Here's Minden anyway. Minden's on his lap.
There we are. Had to try and put the lap timing thing. It disappears after every session. Kind of irritating. But anyway, I was about to say fastest first sector, but it is first lap notes. Heading through turn 9. Round turn 10. And then down this back straight. To be fair, I'll tell you what, we're probably going to provide more action in this race than in the actual F1 race.
Yeah, you would. You would. That's right. This weekend, isn't it?
It is this weekend. This is one of the couple of races that we have alongside the actual F1 calendar. Yeah, it's Zanvoort this weekend, and then the IRL race weeks are also in Singapore. Minden invalidates his lap. Go through the other tracks in a second. Steele comes across the line 1:10.5. will Mick on his debut? What sort of time can he put in Q3? It's a 1:10.3.
Nice
Puts him
one,
on
Mick.
provisional pole position for the time being. Hyconic, here he comes, third place, 1:10.9. Past Soleo comes across the line. Another Alpine behind him, 1:10.4. Bird goes
Good.
fastest with
Nice one, Bird.
1:10.341. Dash Stappen also coming around the final corner. Oh, he's going to pit for a second there, but no, it's a 1:10.0. Provisional pole position by just under 0.3 of a second. As MCL is about to start a lap.
Get on board with him.
But going back to the track thing, Iro race week along with Singapore, Lusail in Qatar, Austin and Mexico. So whenever those race weekends are out in that week, we're racing at the same tracks, you know? But here we are, MCL fastest, first sector. I'm going to pop the telemetry on. Give away a little bit of his secrets. No, I'm joking, lovely lad. Down the back straight. Here he comes. It's a fastest middle sector as well, 48.6. After 2 sectors through the chicane. Really draining that battery.
That's how he does it.
The RS opens just before that final corner, and here comes MCL, all dominant in this game.
This
So
is fast.
far, it's a 1:09.8. Not as fast as he could get in Q2, but still, provisional pole position for the time being with, I believe it's 8 minutes to go? No, 7 minutes to go.
Minden, I think, is the next one, but he's still on outlap.
Yeah, because Midden pitted because he invalidated his lap. I'm not exactly sure where, but he can do that at some point. I've got a message from Rookie. Let me take a look at that. Oh, hello. Oh, for God's sake. This message is hidden because of your safety settings. What the heck? Whatever you've sent, lad, send it to me on Discord.
Or on the international paddock Twitch.
Yeah, that too. But I did not expect to see that, because when I got the notification on my phone, it said potentially offensive message hidden. And I thought, right.
Oh.
I had a look, and then it had the message show up. What are you ruining about?
Offensive message. He's perhaps sworn, has he?
Probably. Send it to us on Discord. In the meantime, Minden coming around the final corner. His second attempt at a lap in Q3. Here he comes into 11.117. Slowest lap so far.
Sierra's
A
next.
little bit more spread out so far. Pasteleo's gone out for another lap. Here comes Sierra. You're putting Sierra on for your...
Oh! Not going to happen. Billy's next. McLaren. Go, Billy, go.
Here comes Billy.
10 now.
It's a 1:10.283.
Nice one, Billy, lad.
Message from Rookie. Just an FYI for my coverage this season. After losing the championship to AXO the way I did, I decided to finally commit medium TC. My season goal is to support MCL in supporting the Constructors Championship for the G-Spot Racing Team, or whatever the name is. So he's focusing more on constructors than drivers, which is fair enough.
Yeah, fair dues.
Fair dues, fair dues.
G-Spot Racing. Lovely. That could be juicy.
Which, to be fair, in terms of the team standings,
Pass
they
those
are...
purple sector one, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, hello. We'll move to Pasteleo. But in terms of the team standings, at least for the 100, G-Spot Racing with MCL and Rookie are on 82. Minden and Wallace with the Dicks on Slicks are on 66. The mysterious Wall of China Racing team with Steel and Shaggy are in third place, 61. Free Sack. A team I can't pronounce, because I assume because it's Bird and Exo, it's South African. Hello!
Yeah, Pasteleo.
I've been paying attention. Pasteleo. He's on provisional pole with 3 to go. 109.6. That's throwing cat amongst the pigeons.
Isn't it? Yeah, he's on an out flat. Well, we're all going out now. I think Sierra is.
I don't think Pasteleo's got enough time to pit. Pop another set of tyres on and go again. But that might be the final time.
He's going to have to put a shift on if he is.
He looks to be at the moment, certainly.
On board with Sierra now.
Coming through into turn 3. Yeah, Pastelo's really putting a shift on. He's only, I think it says 8/10 off his personal best time after 2 sectors. So he really is putting a shift on. Speaking of putting a shift on, Sierra's got fastest first sector as well.
Yes.
Through turn 9. Careful of the McLaren of, I believe that's Iconic ahead of you. Yes. But he's pulled to the side of the track.
Nice one, Iconic.
As the final flurry of laps. The fastest middle sector as well. So that AlphaTauri team is looking strong tonight.
This could be.
Here he comes.
Here he comes around the
final corner.
No,
the man with the Brum accent, second. Only slightly though.
Bird's next.
Bird is next. Here he comes. Well, no, he's still got quite a bit of lap to go. I thought he was going around banking for a sec. Yellow's in that first sector, but that's because slow cars are there. Brown goes Bird. I think this is just another setup lap.
It is.
Or he made a mistake there.
Yeah. So, who's next then? I think it could be.
Mick is going through turn 3. MCL's just starting a lap now.
Yeah, little mix of furthest around, I think, out of a lap, I think. All the rest are out laps, I think.
He's a 10th down on his personal best, Mick is. Which, to be fair, 7th on debut is still very good.
Isn't it just?
So we really are getting a lot of good drivers in with us this season on the new game.
What do you expect? It's the best championships going, ERC. I don't care what anybody says.
It certainly is. Mick has only gone and smashed his personal best sector 2 by half a second. Got a fastest middle sector as well.
Here we go.
He's 3/10 up on his time after those sectors as well. So here comes Mick on debut. What sort of position can he be looking at?
109.9.
It's 4th place so far. His first foray into the 109s.
Who's next?
As the flag is flying. So Pasteleo's got to hope that nothing happens. Billy's not going to be able to set another lap. So that's his qualifying done and dusted. AlphaTauri's, MCL's invalidated his lap.
So we won't be on pole.
Pole position for him today.
Here comes Steele.
Who else is coming
Steele
through? It's the Alpines. Bird first.
He's gone P3, Steele.
No, Steele's first. Steele goes 3rd. Bird goes 3rd. God, I can't get my words out. It's an Alpine 2nd row. What can Minden do to disrupt that? Here comes the Sol Mercedes. Only goes up a position, but his time up by 8/10. Here comes Dash Stappen, next second stand on the personal best. That's not going to be a time that he can look at. Mick is done. The only person that could is Sierra, but he's down after 2 sectors.
That's
the man
it,
of the
innit?
land of British Leyland is
That's
pitting.
it.
So
That's it.
Pasteleo is on pole.
Sierra and
It's a
Bird.
Honda-powered first row, a Renault-powered second row.
So out of our predictions, Zunmi got one of the top three. Wow.
Sorry, I said Pasteleo.
Did
I
ya?
won't claim for that.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I said
mate. I'm
Pasteleo.
sorry. I'm sorry. Accept my apologies, mate. I'm sorry. You did. I am
Thank you.
sorry.
No, it's fine.
No,
It's fine.
sorry about that.
No, don't worry, mate. It's all right.
I don't like being.
You're all clear. You're all good, mate.
We're all good, are we?
But confirmation. You're all good, mate.
We're all good.
But confirmation of your starting order. It's Pasteleo and Sierra on the front row. It's an all-Alpine second row with Bird. For the second time he's up. He's going to get another nosebleed this time as well. Steele in 4th place. MCL, surprisingly, in 5th place. Lil Mick on debut in 6th. The two McLarens are in 7th and 10th. Dash Stappen, you'd think he'd be a bit higher up on the grid. He's in 8th. And Minden in 9th ahead of Billy. But that is your lot for qualifying.
Certainly
We'll start
is.
racing in about 5 minutes' time, so don't go anywhere. Okay, cool. So I can just cut that in the highlights, and then we can go from there. All right.
I'm just reading in Discord. MCL says, "Suck my fat beep. I'm a fucking bottle job." So Bulls put, "Are you Wallace in disguise?" And it's raining.
Ooh. Now this is going to be interesting.
Isn't it
He
just?
says, holding a mug as if it's a cup of hot chocolate.
Oh, I can picture you cuddled up there with your little.
Oh,
little
I need to
puppy
send you a
hand.
picture of that later.
I can see it. I can see it.
It's one of those. It's one of those like massive mugs as well. I've got. Oh, I'm 6'2". I've got pretty big hands. So I was just holding it as if it was like, you know how you get those
You're cherishing it.
those people that. Well, sort of like, you know how on a winter's day, what some people do is they cuddle up in their blanket. They just sit down with a hot chocolate in their hands. And they just wait for it to cool down so they can actually drink it.
Yeah.
I'm in that sort of position, but I have no blanket.
Are you in the fetal position?
No, he was literally just sitting down crossing.
Joking. I'm just shutting the curtains,
I'm not-
blocking out the outside world. Dryers off, dressing gowns coming out. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh.
Oh,
Can I be
love it.
dressing
Right,
gown?
do you want to do facts?
Yeah, why not, eh? Bear with
Go
me,
on,
while-
go for it.
Yeah, I'm just folding a towel up. Bear with me 1 minute.
You go do that, mate.
I've done it, mate. I've done it now. Yeah. Magic Mike's facts for Zanvoort. Obviously, you wouldn't have heard them if you weren't on stream last night, so we shall be doing them again. I'm going to do the Jackanory voice. CCM.com circuit Zanvoort is a 4.259 kilometre track, or 2.646 miles. 72 laps, 100% race is 306.587 kilometres, or 190.504 miles. Most wins is Jim Clark, and the best constructors is Ferrari. There are 14 corners, and the shortest track on the calendar after Monaco. Drivers will pay their price for even the tiniest mistake. Until Zanvoort had been extensively modified, drivers refused to race because facilities and conditions of the circuit were out of date with the Grand Prix racing at that time. Modifications took place, included in the Hughes modification. The track was lined with Armco, and the cars were protected from sand dunes and trackside obstacles. New pits were built, and a chicane was placed before Bossuet, a very high-speed corner that went into the pit straight. First race winner of the Dutch Grand Prix at Zanvoort was Prince Bayre of Siam, member of the Thai royal family and an accomplished pilot. He competed at 4 Olympics in sailing events. He was the only Thai driver to compete in F1 until Alexander Albon joined in 2019. James Hunt won his first GP at Zanvoort, and Niki Lauda scored his last GP win from 10th on the grid. Final corner banking is twice as steep as the Indianapolis Speedway. Quote, Casper, 17 degrees. And in 31 GPs, only 2 drivers have won more than 2 GPs at Zanvoort. Concluded. Facts. So, your teams for tonight are as follows. In the Red Bull, Pasteleo was supposed to be joined by Sternface, but unfortunately Sternface, I think he's busy, as he's not returned my calls today. In the Ferrari, we've got Rookie. Oh dear, my controls batteries are low. In the Mercedes, we've got Exo and Minden. Aston Martin, we've got Mo Sullivan and Pro Ricardo. Alpine, we've got Steele and Bird. In the Alfa Romeo, we've got Shaggy and Little Mick. McLaren, Billy and Iconic. Williams was Adrenal, but unfortunately he's had internet problems. In the Haas, oh, excuse me, we have Dash and Wallace. And in the AlphaTauri, MCL and Sierra. As for the championships, there's 1 point in it between MCL, who's on 51, and Dash Dappen, who's on 50. Dorsey Dave, who's unfortunately not here tonight, is P3 with 44 points. And Pro Ricardo 39, Shaggy 37, Wallace 36, Exo 33, Rookie 31, Minden 30, Adrenal is on 27, Bird 26, Steel 24, Iconic 18, and Bluntblade 9. We also have other entrants, but have yet to score after DNFing. So, rain is falling, internets are full wets. We will see. I'm just going to get some batteries from upstairs. I'll still be in contact with you, Casper, but you might hear me huffing and puffing as I'm going up the stairs.
That's fine. In the meantime, while you're doing that, I'll quickly go through the team standings.
Go on.
Now, in this series, we don't have AlphaTauri, Williams, that as such. For this season, we've got drivers that created their own teams. So, MCL and Rookie, otherwise known as G-Spot Racing, are on 82 points. Behind them, Dix on Slicks with Minden and Wallace in second place on 66. The Mysterious Wall of China Racing team with Steele and Shaggy are in third place with 61. Okov Freezy Scar, I think there's Exo and Bird are probably going to murder me for that, and I apologise. 59 is very close to the Mysterious Wall of China Racing team. Dinkle Fort F1 team with Adrenaline and Iconic, who hold a massive load of points last time out.
Yes, he did.
Are on 45. FXPT with Pro Ricardo and Pastel Leo are on 39. And then VXR Racing with Billy and Bluntblade are on 9 in 7th place. And in last place with Curtis and Sternface on a big fat goose egg's worth of points.
And that will be the same tonight, because none of them racing tonight either. But just let me say,
exactly.
I think
and
the
well
most...
has to be named.
Sorry, go on, mate. Again.
I was just going to say aptly named because they are.
Yeah, most aptly named team, I would say, are Minden and Wallace, Dix on Slick, because that's what they are, pair of dicks.
I was going to go for Mysterious Wall of China Racing team, considering it's not Steel.
It's not China though, is it? It's Wallacey.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Right, we are on the formation lap. It is a 100% distance race, so we are doing 72 laps. And because it's raining, everybody's on the same tyre. It's going to be very interesting how that pans out. I've just been checking the Discord as well. I've just been chatting to MCL, and he's been saying that he's probably going to be in the wall more.
Oh.
Which he's probably not used to, considering that he's been starting on the front row and this time.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see MCL starting mid-pack. So it's not something we witness quite often.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is going to be interesting. Look out for Shaggy and Rookie and Wallace as well. At the back of the grid, they're certainly going to be looking to make up some spaces. Little Mick is going to be wanting to keep as high as he can, especially on his debut.
If he doesn't go into barrier or any walls, I'm predicting Wallace will be P15 or better after the first lap.
Okay.
That's how confident I am, my little lad.
Your little lad.
Yeah, 6'4" of him.
Right. Here they come as they line up on the grid. Everybody's on the same tyre. Round 3 here in Zanvoort. We are just waiting for Wallace to line up as he has just done. Here we go. Are you ready?
Ready, steady, ready,
We've got
Freddy.
5 lights on in Zanvoort. And we are rolling. Minden's got a jump start. He's going to have a drive-through penalty later.
Oh,
but
Minden.
Sierra's got a good start trying to challenge. MCL's going up around the outside.
McLaren went off the road then, Iconic, but he's still
That's
going.
Iconic there. Side-by-side action going through turn 2.
Well,
Any move made at this moment. MCL all going up the inside of third place. Not being able to make that work. He's got up the position ahead of Steele. But it's Pasteleo, Sierra, Bird, MCL and Steele your top 5.
I'd like to just say how well Iconic did to keep that McLaren under control. I thought it was a cracking job he did.
I thought he was going to go in the wall there as well.
Yeah, he did well get out of that.
So not very many position changes at this point, but we could see anything. This is a 100% race. We do often see all manner of different things happen.
Oh, there we go.
So
MCL
be sure
on
to
third.
stay.
Oh, no. Why did my flat chart lit up then as if to be overtaken? But yeah, he hasn't, has he?
He hasn't, I don't think. Biggest movers, Billy up 3, Shaggy, Pro Ricardo and Wallace also up 3, partly helped by Iconic.
Exo's took Wallace. Wallace has taken him back.
Bird's gone a little bit wide. He's lost the position to MCL, and MCL picked up another easy spot side by side with the Alpines. Here they go through turn 2, almost contact there. They are technically on the same team, but they're sort of really not.
plenty
and then
space left there.
Plenty of space, and still leaving a decent amount of space here as well. Through turn 5, 6, into turn 7. Who's got the bigger balls? Bird has.
Bird, big ball.
The fact that he has a child. But alas, Bird is ahead of Steele.
Oh, got a yellow flag. Oh, and it's there. It's
looks to be. Oh, Billy and Axo has gone down. Billy's got a 5-second penalty for a dash stapping incident.
Yeah. Oh,
Billy's gone to the back of the grid along with Iconic.
Yeah.
Dash Staffen's lost a few positions as well. That's helped people like Shaggy, who started in 13th, is now in 8th.
Yeah, and Exo's up to 11. Oh, Exo's got a penalty.
And Exo's been ignoring the yellow flag, and Will Mick has got through on Steele because Steele had a massive moment there. How he kept that on the tarmac is beyond even my skill. My skill is not very great. And he's kept it on the tarmac, and Mick is in top 5 now.
Good little Mick. Oh, we've got another yellow flag, and Billy's out. His bad luck
Billy's
continues.
out, and I think that's a VSC.
Yeah, looks it. There's a yellow flag caution, but what's happening? What's happening?
To be a
Dash Staffen and Iconic are in pits.
I think Dash Staffen would have had damage because of an incident with Billy.
Yeah. You know, Billy, I did say I wished him best of luck tonight. And again, he's had such bad luck. 2 managers' races out on the first lap, and now another 100, and he's out first lap. God, I really feel for the guy.
Put it this way: we go back to green. There's not very many positives that he can take out of it, other than the fact that he didn't crash lap 1, he crashed lap 2.
Yeah. Poor lad. But Pro Ricardo carrying on with his dominance up to yet.
In the meantime, Pasteleo is still ahead of Sierra, MCL and Bird. This top 4 have broken away a little bit from the rest, with Little Mick in 5th place, partly helped by the fact that Steele had a massive moment on the exit of the turn 11-12 chicane. Round the banking, lap 3 starting lap for Pasteleo, Sierra, MCL, Bird, Mick, Steele, Minden, Shaggy, Pro Ricardo, Mo Sullivan your top 10 with Exo, Wallace, Rookie, Verstappen and Iconic your top 15. Minden's also pitting now. I'm not sure. Damage?
I'm on board with him now. I think he's serving his penalty.
Oh, yes, he had drive-through. He had drive-through for the jump start, yes.
He did. Penalty served. Verstappen is in the pits for a new front wing and fresh kits. Verstappen not having a very good.
I'm pretty sure he was just in the pits just now.
Pro Ricardo just had a moment. There's carbon all over the track, but he's still going. Half his front wing's missing. Was it his front wing? There was contact with either Sierra or MCL. There was carbon come off some carb. I can't see which one it is.
I think it's Sierra's car because I can't see the right front wing end plate. I think it's Sierra's car that lost a bit of carbon.
Yes, you're
Sierra
right.
might
Yeah,
have
he's
to
struggling. He's struggling. MCL's got past him.
MCL's
so
got
has
ahead of him
Bird.
now as well, and so has Bird. So Sierra's really going to need to pit this time round, and he does.
Shaggy and Mo Sullivan swapping positions with Exo lurking in the background. Exo's got a good run. Could see him taking a couple of cars here. If he's got it. Sierra's in the pits. And yeah.
Exo at the inside. He's going for Shaggy. I thought he was going to go for
I
Shaggy
thought as
there.
well.
But not to be. Ooh, interesting one. DRS enabled with intermediates.
Will we see some stoppers in the pits this lap or two? Because obviously we wouldn't be putting DRS out if it was going to continue raining. Ooh,
To be fair, I think it actually has stopped.
No, I can still see droplets.
Oh no, I can see it now as well. Yeah. Just different angle.
That's interesting, mate, isn't it? It's giving the drivers a little bit of a head start.
Yeah, that's an unusual one.
Yeah,
because they usually only let obviously DRS happen
when it's dry.
in the dry.
Yeah.
But we're still very much in the it's not stopped raining.
Well, right. Will we see anybody in the pits? Yes. Yes, we see MCL going in the pits.
Okay, MCL pitting. Let's see who this gaggle from the midfield
Steele's in.
Let's have a look.
Steele's in.
Nobody knows.
Ricardo.
Steele pitting and Steele in the pit lane.
Yeah.
Got a lot of
I'm Pro Ricardo.
Wallace is in. Steele most from your program. So everything is just being strung out ever so slightly.
Yeah. MCL for mediums, Wallace mediums, Sullivan mediums, Steele mediums, Pro Ricardo softs.
Verstappen hards as well.
Ooh.
And Iconic is also on the mediums. Now this is interesting.
Yeah. Astaleo out in front by a second.
Pasteleo, pole sitter out in front by a second ahead.
Bird's closing.
Bird's closing. But I tell you what, you know how we were talking about Shaggy and saying that he was going to move up the grid? It's taken him 6 laps and a few pit stops, but he's up to 4th.
Yeah.
From 13th.
Yeah.
That is...
Yeah, Exo
yes, it's
down
not
his neck.
by the pit stops and he's going to drop down a bit. Here comes Pasteleo, here comes Bird. It's free range pit stops at this. Whoa! Contact
Little
there
Nick.
with Pasteleo, speeding in the pit lane. Might have been pushed by Bird there.
Oh.
Because there was contact.
And obviously the car behind as the Shaggy decides to stay out with him. Yeah, Shaggy's staying out and your new race leader.
Now, where's MCL coming out in this? Pasteleo is still in the pit lane, so the earlier you pit, the better.
7
And
seconds.
MCL's pulled off a, well, massive strategy again.
Yeah. 7 seconds when he come out of the pits, and that is coming down on every rotation of the wheel.
And he's 3 seconds ahead of Pasteleo while Pasteleo tries to warm his tyres up. MCL's are already pretty toasty.
Sierra's on the inside as well. Definitely drying out. As we see now, Bird putting pressure on intermediate driver Sierra. And it'll be a matter of time before he gets past. There you go. Oh, what's that Red Bull doing? Pasteleo is off circuit.
He's gone off the track. I think he might have had a spin, and the pole sitter is dropping down another bunch of positions, but fortune really not favoured him. Got a 5-second penalty, possibly because of a push in the back. And now he's had a spin around turn 9. That's, you know, not exactly how he'd want the race to start, really.
No, definitely not. Will we see Shaggy in the pits? Yeah, Shaggy in the pits. Be interested to see where he comes out. And see how fast his lap.
119.33.
Little make-up
Mind
P2.
you, it's MCL from Little Mick. That is a hell of a debut that he is having today.
Isn't it just? Shaggy is coming out.
Where's Shaggy coming out in all this? He's coming out 7th.
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad.
So again, he's still gained some positions.
Yeah, yeah. Doing well there with that.
He's still getting plenty of positions. Yeah.
MCL though, 3.8 is the gap. And then another 4.8 to Bird in P3.
Looking on with Pro Ricardo here, very close to the back of Pasteleo. Soft versus mediums here. Dash Stappen's got fastest lap on hards, mind you. So there's a lot of pace in these cars yet to come out.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially because the track's essentially been cleaned. And here comes Pro Ricardo without any much of a problem. Just using the DRS, he's got ahead of him without too much hassle, really.
Yeah, soft's certainly working. MCL 118.2. And there's yellow flag at
Yellow's in
sector
3rd
2.
sector.
Is that Wallace? Yeah,
Mick's
Wallace.
got fastest with the 118.1. Bird's gone 118.5. Steele's gone 118.103.
Wallace had a moment there, lost 2
So
positions.
fastest laps is chopping and changing constantly.
Yeah.
Pasteleo tries on Pro Ricardo, but not able to.
Slightly different line there from it's a bit of a different line from Pasteleo then. Sort of cut the
Taking the
corner.
high line can give you a little bit more speed,
He went across.
especially because you go in high.
Yeah, he went across to it
down and then up.
diagonally instead of steering. You know what I mean? Sort of like cut across. It's he's not lost the time over it, but
No, you are able to take a lot of different lines around that banking. Here we go. Round 2 into the Hanshurst chicane. There you go. Pasteleo taking the inside line into that king.
hey, mediums
He's got
against,
that move done.
mediums against softs as well. And his fastest man on circuit at the moment, purpled, and there's a 117 for MCL.
High as track. Cars are really ramping up.
Birds
Here we go, lap
117
10.
too.
Lap 10 of 72. Here comes Pro Ricardo. Softs versus mediums. What can Pro Ricardo do? Can he get close? Oh, he's giving it a go up the inside. And he's made that work without really too much hassle. Helped by Pro Ricardo. Pro Ricardo Pasteleo going a little bit wide around turn 1. Sierra's also got a new fastest lap with a 1:17.1. Yes? Yes. So the cars are really, really ramping up here in Zanvoort. And we're only 10 laps in as well, so goodness knows what's going to happen in the next 60 few. Looking on with MCL, your current race leader, won, well, and a considerable majority in all of our leagues in ERC so far. Could he be looking to add another one to his trophy cabinet for today? He's pulled out the gap on Mick by about 7/10 over the past 2 laps. Here comes Mick. Yeah, he's 2/10 down on that lap compared to MCL, but he's really holding his own today. Pro Ricardo goes fastest lap 1:16.1. But Pasteleo isn't really able to make that move back. Anywhere else? Mo Sullivan. Ooh,
Well,
Mo Sullivan. I thought
15.
he was going to move on Wallace.
Sierra's took 2 seconds off fastest lap.
Very much so.
Yeah, just had bit of info. Wallace and Verstappen struggling with the Haas around here.
I mean, Wallace did start from 16th, so being in 10th isn't too bad. But again, we're talking about Wallace here. Ideally, he would want to push a little bit further up the grid.
Yeah.
All things considered, really.
MCL 1:15.9. That time's coming down now as more rubber is going on track. And here comes Mo Sullivan on the back
Here
of
comes
Wallace.
Pasteleo around the outside of the banking. That's a big, bold move to be making, even under DRS. But he's got that done, and it's a VSC now as well.
Oh, who's that?
Something's happened. Is it Dash Stappen, maybe? No?
No. Rookie license.
Rookie had a picture.
Wow.
Rookie right rear puncture for Rookie.
It is. I wonder if that's end plate of whoever it was earlier.
Possibly. Well, he's had his front wing changed as well, so it might be something to do with that as well.
Yeah.
Maybe he went into the wall or something?
You never know.
I'm sure he'll tell me later.
Yeah.
Who else is pitting? Iconic has also used this opportunity to pit. Yeah, for a new front wing. So maybe Rookie and Iconic got involved in something?
Safety car. Safety car.
Full safety car. Ooh. Now then, this is going to be interesting.
I'm on board with MCL. 6 lap old mediums. Will he be diving in? I expect so.
6 lap mediums? You wouldn't
No,
have
he
thought
isn't.
so. You could probably push
No,
40 on the mediums.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought so. You could easily push 40 on the mediums. So, probably. I've not done any tyre testing around it myself.
The steel's going in.
Okay.
And so
Could see
Ricardo.
Pro Ricardo going in because he's on the soft tyre as well, yeah. Safety car.
car
Oh, it's only a 1 lap safety car. What?
Wow.
Hold on, what's happened here? I'm not sure what the game's done. The
No.
game's done something.
It certainly has. It's that's a new one on me. That's definitely a new one on me.
Even I'm confused. But we've gone back to green despite having no proper safety car procedure. Still not 100% sure what's up with that.
That's definitely got to be a glitch. Got to be a game glitch. And those people that didn't pit are at a big advantage. Safety cars has just come
Wait,
back
it's gone
on
back
again.
to safety cars. And it's gone.
And it's gone.
Wait, so...
Where's the safety car gone?
Hold on, I think... Safety car was out,
Yeah.
but it held up Dash Stappen instead of MCL.
Wow. Oh,
That is...
controversy, that is. Oh, there's a big back there.
Yeah.
We've got Exo, Wallace, Sierra, and Mo Sullivan in a little gaggle.
With a little gaggle, it's a pretty big gaggle.
But
Round the banking, there you go.
Got
Start
something
lap
said about that.
14 of 72. Wallace to try and make a move on Exo, going up the inside into turn 1. Not quite able to make that move. Exo's due to break into precision.
What are your
And I
thoughts on
think-
this safety car issue?
That is, yeah, it's certainly a glitch. Ooh, hold on. Ooh, I thought Sierra was going to go for it. But no, and if anything, that's going to give Mo Sullivan an opportunity, but not quite close enough, I don't think. Yeah, it's a weird one, because it held up Dash Stappen as the leader, so I don't know. Was something to do with MCL across the safety car line or something?
Weird one, mate. Weird one.
It really is a weird one. I don't fully comprehend it, but here comes Sierra. Here's something we can comprehend. Sierra side by side with Wallace as they head into the chicane towards the back end of the circuit. And he's got that move done, taking the outside line.
Interesting that the top 9 drivers are all on mediums, and the rest of the remaining lineup are all on hards.
Mo Sullivan really is on the back of Wallace like two ends of a Panto horse. Here comes Mo Sullivan up the inside, and he's got that move done, but Wallace tries to hang it round the outside. The mysterious Wall of China racing team. Here he comes, and Mo Sullivan's got that move done with the inside of 2. Ooh, moment for Minden.
Just set the fastest lap as well, Minden.
Very much so. Why did I call them like the two ends of a Panto horse?
2 heads of the Panto horse. Interesting one.
Interesting comparison, one of my weirder ones, but...
It's up there with the Wall of Biltong, definitely.
Yes! New house is doing things to me.
DRS enabled after the safety car issue. And Minden's
Well,
going to make a
safety
move on
car
Wallace.
slash non-safety car. Here he comes, Minden got round the outside. Is Wallace really struggling with that hat at the moment?
Seems it. But Minden is the leading hard tyre driver at the moment in P9.
I was going to say possibly to the end, but realistically probably not.
No, Sierra's just stuck XO. Sierra is on the fastest lap as well as Purple and every sector possible. The fastest lap for Sierra.
But the gap between... I've noticed the gap between NCL and Mick is down to 4 seconds. It was 5.5 before. I don't know if that's a byproduct of the safety car. Look, the gap's come down between the veteran and the rookie. So it's going to be interesting to see can the American close up any more than he has so far. Although considering he's all just opened up a 3-second additional gap, I'm not so.
Steele and Wallace are quite close.
Iconic's pitting and he's retired from this race in the pits. Shame for him.
We've got a yellow flag.
That'll be for the retiree in the pits. But we've got an age-old battle coming along here with Wallace and Steele. Steele taking the outside line on the banking, but I don't know. I think Wallace is just letting him through. Because I did hear just a slight lift on throttle. And Steele is through.
What's up with that McLaren?
And whoa, careful there.
Who is it, that McLaren?
I think that was the
Iconic car.
the AI DNF of Iconic.
God, good job
That was...
Wallace was on ball there. Or else his race would have been over.
Easily.
That was an issue. That's got to be an issue, hasn't it?
There's a lot of issues that are being presented in today's race, I'll tell you that.
Wow. Little gaps forming now. Little gaps forming on circuit.
It's all being strung out a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of gaps. A lot of problems being presented in the race today. Yeah, because we've got the safety car thing. You had you had what you've just seen with the Iconic DNF or whatnot. So, yeah, it's certainly something for, I'm going to say Codemasters, but they're probably not going to look into it. Certainly for the devs to look into.
Definitely.
But yeah, that is unusual. What do you think about that safety car situation before?
Yeah, it's definitely controversial. Very controversial.
I think if you had to sum it up in one word, I think you've got it nailed there.
Was it around lap 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just making a note of it.
He's like lap 12-14 territory. Making a note in your little tiny book that you've got, I assume.
It's not tiny. It's full of information.
Oh. What size paper?
A4.
Right, lap 19 of 72 after rain pit stops, a controversial safety car and almost incident with an AI. MCL, starting 5th, is in the lead. Little Mick on debut in 2nd place, Bird in 3rd. He's kept it much longer than he has in the manager's race last night. Pasaleo, pole sitter who had a spin, is in 4th. Shaggy starting 13th up to 5th. Brilliant recovery drive.
Yeah.
6th from 6th with Sierra, and then Exo, Mosullivan, Minden, and the Great Wall of Wallasey, that is Steele, is in 10th place.
Mm-hmm.
But Sierra's getting close to Shaggy.
Yep. He certainly is.
It's an 8-10 gap. Also worth looking at Steele and Minden. We'll jump back to that shortly. Why did I keep looking between them two? Here we are on board with Sierra as he goes round the banking, taking the down line. Close enough for DRS, but he's not close enough for a pass into turn 1. We look towards Steele and Minden. Again, not quite close enough for a move there, but he's getting closer. He's closed it down the gap, which was 2 seconds about 2 laps ago. The hard time really was hard. But yeah, believe it or not, we're only, after this race, we're a quarter of the way through the season.
Yeah, we really are.
Gone quick, isn't it?
And it just. Say two more rounds and we're back on contracts and all the shifting and shaping not going around. So yeah, all good.
Oh, we do love a bit of contract drama. Yeah. Silly season is back, ladies and gentlemen, soon with the managers. Is the managers transfer window still after 5 races?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought they'd cut it down because they cut the season down. Here comes Steele. Didn't even really need the braking zone because he outsped him down this front straight. Pro Ricardo's also getting ahead of Wallace. Again, don't need the braking zone because you can get him down the straight without much of a hassle. Now Pro Ricardo is going to be chasing after Minden for top 10 points. Which top 10 points you're looking at 13 plus from the whiteboard that I have in the middle distance. But yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, we do have a slightly different points format with all drivers getting points as long as they finish. Starting with 30, going down to 1 for last place, in 20th obviously. 2 points for if you have a clean race, i.e. no penalties, and then additionally an extra point for fastest. So in theory, 33 points could be awarded to any single driver.
Steele on the back of Mo Sullivan, Steele and Minden are close.
Dash Stappen's retired. And now we've got a full safety car. Now,
so
let's see what happens here.
There he is, he's in the wall. Dash Stappen is in the wall.
Yeah. Spin on the exit of turn 12. Now, where is MCL? And is the safety car going to pick up the right person? Is the safety car even going to pick up a person?
Mix up in the championships now.
Point,
sorry, go on, mate.
Because at this point, anything could happen.
Yeah, MCL's going in the pits.
I think the safety car's stopped on exit of turn 4.
Little nips in. Little nips down to 3 seconds of gap. Bird's in. Pasteleo's in.
Sierra's coming through turn 13 now. Okay, so the safety car is going to pick up the leader this time.
And that leader will be Shaggy.
Oh no, I don't think it's MCL. MCL's entered the pit. But Shaggy's moved up a few places as well. I think he's just going to be behind Bird, so he's gone from 8th to 4th.
And there's that Crane and Digger.
Steele's also picking up a few positions. And huzzah! The safety car procedure has been followed correctly. Thank God for that. And we're not going to have another controversial safety car.
Alright then. So
Right then, first... Go on.
MCL, fresh mediums. Little Mick, fresh hards. Bird, fresh mediums. Shaggy, elected to stay out, 15 lap old mediums. Steele, 10 lap old hards. Pasteleo, fresh mediums. Sierra, fresh hards. So Ricardo stopped out on 10 lap old hards. Fresh hards for Exo and Mo Sullivan. Fresh mediums from Linden and Wallace. And as of yet, Rookie is out on 11 lap old hards.
Now you could possibly look, we're only 50 laps, so probably about 48 by the time safety car comes in. You could possibly look maybe just about carrying those hards to the end.
From now, yeah. Yeah.
You're going to need to manage your tyres a little bit, but people like Mick, Sierra, Exo, Mo Sullivan could theoretically not need to pit anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Should we say something there? Oh, what's the train of thought now? Again.
Train's left the station.
Certainly has. Yeah, it's come at a good time, that safety car. I know, as an outsider looking in, as a sitting on the fence type of guy, it's made the race a lot more exciting as we saw gaps actually coming to fruition. So it's added a lot more excitement.
Rookie's just pitted for a fresh set of mediums now as well.
Right.
So I think most of the grid is on mediums to varying degree of wear. There we are. That's the one that I want to press. Rookie's coming through turn 6 and the grids, the rest everybody else going through turn 10 down the back straight. I reckon he'll catch it. Yes, it's going another lap. He will catch it.
The Netherlands has produced multiple points. However,
Netherlands
Lap 24 of...
Netherlands has produced quite a few iconic moments. That's what the PA guys just said, commentating.
I heard him mention, what's his name? Manuel Fangio earlier.
Yeah, he did. Fangio.
Manuel Fangio. But yes, lap 25, perfectly timed, of 72. MCL is in the lead ahead of rookie Lil Mick. Behind him, Bird, Shaggy and Steele your top 5. Pasteleia, who started on pole position, currently in 6th, Sierra in 7th, Pro Ricardo 8th, Exo 9th, Mo 10th, and then Minden, Wallace and Rookie close out the field. Dash Stappen had an incident exit of the final of the chicane towards the end of the lap. Iconic retired in the pits and almost made Wallace retire. And Billy had a lap 2 incident. I'm going to check what's happening in the Discord, because it could be interesting in there. All things considered. Not much has actually happened as yet.
Say Billy, not making excuses, but it was very weird. Rears locked, my foot was totally off the pedal, but it was still like 3/4 red on the brake graphics on the screen. I then had no rear grip, like my rears were very hot.
So that is the problem. I now have my chat up, so if anybody wants to mention anything or anything like that, there we go. Safety car is in this lap, so we are getting ready to properly go green, green, green for the first time in this race. On board with MCL behind him, little mate getting very, very close to him.
He went quite early last night, didn't he?
Why is that going to be a real distraction?
He was going around now. Last night, he's leaving it a little bit later today. And he
there
goes.
He goes, gone now.
He's caught his little nick napping. Yeah.
As we go green, 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 lap 26 of 72. Moves almost being made there by Shaggy. Go round the outside, forced round the outside. Goes Shaggy, Steele goes through. Sullivan's ahead of Exo. Side by side action closest through the back with Shaggy and Pasteleo from what it looks like. No moves being made further in the back.
On board with Exo. Mo Sullivan and Minden Bean. Nothing. Steele.
Happening at this.
Steele and Bird. Pasteleo and Shaggy. Ooh, close there. 3 abreast.
Ooh, moments there towards the back. There's 2 wide through turn 10. Sierra and Pro Ricardo there. Good battle between the pair of them. Pro Ricardo had a little bit of a poor exit though. Almost into the gasp of Mo Sullivan. Pasteleo is ahead of Shaggy. Exo almost forced off the track.
Sierra's
but
Sierra nearly got past Shaggy too, but Shaggy holds on to P6.
As we look ahead from Pro Ricardo's point of view, there's a little bit of a gaggle here with a few cars ahead of him. No DRS at this point in time, but here comes Sierra up the inside of the Alfa Romeo of Shaggy.
Ooh!
Inside of turn 1.
Shaggy, Pro Ricardo,
Aston Martin's in the background as well. Pro Ricardo trying to defend. Mo Sullivan goes around the outside of turn 3. Wow, what a move being made there from him. And that was to be fair, that was a pretty stellar move, that.
Minden and Exo, very close. Well, there's 4 cars pretty close there now.
And MCL's pulled out by a second and a half.
Yeah, Bird's catching up to the back a little Mick, but can't take my eyes off this battle for P7, Shaggy, Mo Sullivan, Pro Ricardo, Exo, Minden and Wallace all on screen at the same time as you go round.
Rookie's not too far behind from them either, so can't really count him out just yet as they head through to the Hanshurst chicane.
Mo Sullivan
and Shaggy also getting very close. In they come through turn 13, looking at Exo with that helicopter cam. Absolutely love it. Here they come down the front straight. DRS is now enabled. Here comes Mo Sullivan at the inside of Shaggy. Another Aston Martin making a move. Seems like the Aston Martins really like to make a move into turn 1. Must have gone for a little bit of a lower down for a setup, I think. So I thought Pro Ricardo was going to go for a move around the outside of turn 3. But that is
Minden and Exo.
Difficult move to be making.
Mercedes.
Here they come to Mercedes through the long right of turn 7.
Sierra
very high speed.
Pasteleo, Sierra Pasteleo and Steele. Very close.
Pretty much bumper to bumper. Here we go. On board with Sierra, looking at Pasteleo the inside of M Steele.
Bird is all over there.
Pasteleo's got the move. What can Sierra do to try and get past the Great Wall of the Wirral? Here he comes round turn 13, through turn 14, flat through here. Both Steele and Sierra are going to have DRS. Are they going to be making two moves on Pasteleo? There goes Steele. Here comes Sierra, blocked by Pasteleo very well, putting the car in the middle of the track where he needs it to be. And, well, we're back to where we were before the chicane.
Yeah, just missed Bird taking Little Mick for P2. And Sierra is over back to Pasteleo. Steele. Ooh, 3 wide.
Oh, here comes Pasteleo. Wow. Dangerous move there into turn 7, but he's got that move done. Great respect from the pair of them, and now Sierra's going to want to get past Steele as quick as he can. A lot of pace in those hards on the AlphaTauri. Here comes Sierra, great drive from turn 10 with DRS is certainly going to be helped. Here comes Sierra into 4th place, under braking, he's got the move done. But then again, this is going to be a disadvantage into turn 1, and if anything, this has brought Mo Sullivan into this battle as well. Here they come, Pasteleo getting very touchy-feely with Steele. Side by side heading into the first corner. Ooh, 2 moves in 1. Ooh, contact between Pasteleo and Sierra. But there's 1 move done, 1 move unable to be done. Mo Sullivan got ahead of Steele. And this brilliant battle between the 4 drivers involved contact. Moment there from Pasteleo on exit of turn 3. But Mick has left the session. He has gone for a DNF, unfortunately, on his debut. Not sure what's happened there. We'll keep you posted. But wow, what a battle here between these guys.
Little Mick's out.
72 here in.
Little Mick's out.
Little Mick is out. I'm not 100% sure what happened. I think he retired in the pits. There was no major incident that happened, to my knowledge anyway. Pasteleo's got a fastest middle sector as well, so he might be able to push forward past this lap point. But here we go again. We're not going to see as good of a battle as we saw last lap. In fact, I don't even think we're going to see one full. They're all just strung
Pro
out
Ricardo,
a little bit.
Rookie
On Shaggy, really dropping like a field.
Can't see any damage.
Dropping like a stone at this point. Possibly.
Walsh is struggling in that Haas. But yeah, we've got Pro Ricardo, Exo and Minden Bean. Closest battles on track at the moment.
I reckon as long as Wallace can keep it on the track, he'll get a decent amount of points. Considering how many drivers we've had retire.
Yeah, it makes a difference that he's in a team. Obviously last season when we were losing a team that we were dropping out willy-nilly, but now it's giving them extra focus to finish races with them being in teams now, so it's good. I think it's a step forward bringing these teams in. Pasteleo and Sierra getting close. The battle is P7 with Exo, Pro Ricardo and Minden, but I'm on board with Pasteleo at the moment.
Historically, McLaren has also had 7
Exo, Pro Ricardo and Minden getting quite close. Pasteleo making a move on Sierra. Down into turn 1, moving back this battle here in the midfield. Minden up the inside of turn 1 on Pro Ricardo, side by side here, still feeling a little bit of banking here. Round the outside of turn 2, Pro Ricardo was able to defend it, didn't even need turn 2. Managed to get the hammer down and got before the apex of that corner and keep ahead.
Yeah, I don't know whether Steele's
Mercedes
in trouble because Exo's caught up to him almost a second this last lap. And Sierra and Pasteleo continuing their battle.
I think he must have just had a moment there.
Yeah, we're back to Exo and Steele. There's a gap between Pasteleo and
Steele's just
Sierra.
joined this battle so it's not a battle for 7th, it's a battle for 6th at this point.
It is now,
Steele,
like I say,
Exo, Pro Ricardo, Minden, and well, Rookie's not too far from it either.
Yeah, like I say, they've caught up to Steele. Steele was almost 2 seconds in front of Exo. So yeah, they caught up to us really quickly.
But here we go. We've seen a lot of moves being made down this front straight. Here goes Exo. Round the right-hand side of Steel. Can anybody else make a move on Steel? Not quite. Exo's gone up the inside. Shaggy is hitting. Not sure why. Probably for a change of tyres. Maybe a bit of damage.
Go and have a look.
You go have a look in the meantime. Ooh, Steel is very close there to Exo.
I'll tell you something, Shaggy's tyres were knackered. Bubbled.
To be fair, I was going to say they did look pretty knackered, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Steel and Exo. Exo's got past Steel now. And pulling away.
Maybe tyre wear's more of a factor than what was expected beforehand.
Could be, could be. They were a mess, weren't they? Looked like sticky patches all over it. But there's 4 cars now. Exo, Steel, Pro Car and Minderbean. All on shot. Sierra's not making
Heading
much
into
impression
turn
on
11 and
Castellao.
12. Let's jump back to the front, shall we? Battle here with Sierra and Pasteleo. It's been going on pretty much all race. Great moments that have come about from it. But Rookie's making a move on Minden well before even the banking. But Minden's got the DRS, so he's going to be able to stay ahead.
Yeah, Minden's gone. That's Rookie.
And if anything, that's...
And Sierra's made the move on
Ricardo.
Pasteleo. Pasteleo must have made a mistake because Sierra is already a second and a half in front of him. So obviously
Second and a half.
he's definitely had a mistake there, Pasteleo. Back.
AlphaTauri 1-3 at the moment. Heading into turn 7 with Rookie.
Again, gaps are coming again. There's not much close battling
Gaps are
going on.
coming and going at this moment, I think. Lap 34 of 72 here on board with Pro Ricardo in 8th place in the midst of this battle between Exo, Steel, Pro Ricardo, and well, Minden and Rookie are just playing off it slightly, but coming back a little bit. It was 2 seconds before, now they've closed it back down to almost second, almost within DRS range. And here we go again, lap on the 34th run down the straight. Here comes Pro Ricardo, good drive, looking to overtake Steel, goes down the right hand side of him and into turn 1, trying to get past the Great Wall of the Wirral. That's going to be difficult to do. Steel hangs it around the outside, but is not able to defend. And so Pro Ricardo finally has made a move up to 7.
I did notice a bit of lag on Steele's car there.
I was going to say I thought so too, yeah.
But this is closest battle. Everywhere else is above a second now, so we'll stay on board with the Pro Ricardo and Steel with Minden.
Minden's, yeah, so I was saying earlier that Minden is closing up a little bit. Now he's really closing, he's really on the back of these guys. Minden's really inserted himself into this one.
Bit of a mistake there from Pro Ricardo. Let's Steel close the gap. Minden is also closing the gap on Steel.
Half race distance we've just hit as we look at Pro Ricardo with Steel, with Minden. What can Steel do? He's closing, he's closing, he's closing, he's got the move done. He's going around the outside. He's tried defending that way. That didn't really work for him. Can he attack that way? It looks to be better fares for him, and he's 7th place.
I tell you what I did see then. I saw Pro Ricardo's brake discs actually glow red then as coming through that corner. That was quite good. Nice bit of graphics.
Graphics coming in hot.
Literally.
Yeah, quite literally, yeah.
I think the likes of Shaggy and Wallace would be praying for another safety car as we make the
Here
see
comes
Pro Ricardo.
Pro Ricardo
again.
making a move inside of turn 10. It's a brave move. It's going to hurt his exit down here. He's got to go behind Steel. He tried to defend on Minden. That was a very unusual defense on very last minute. But he's kept the position. Possibly something to look into for later, but That was a very last-minute defence from Pro Ricardo there.
And now he's
As
got.
he looks to go again, looking on Steele, going down the inside again.
Good move.
This time I don't even think he's braking zone.
No. Some speed in that Alfa Romeo, Aston Martin.
Well, there's not really much speed in the Alfa Romeo at the moment. One's retired and the other one's back. But the Alfa Tauris do have a lot of speed. First and third at the moment.
It's funny that
Partly help.
the Alfa Tauri and the Haas are in the same tier. And the Haas is, well, obviously one's retired and one's P11, yet the Alfa Tauris are P1 and 3. Seems to be a bit of a gap between them two, yet they're still in the same tier, makes me think.
I thought Minden was going to be able to make a move into turn 10 on Steele, but here comes Steele on Pro Ricardo. Not quite long enough of a straight to be able to make a good
Shaggy's
move
took Wallace
on Pro Ricardo.
Wallace.
Speaking of Shaggy and Wallace, Shaggy's got ahead of Wallace now.
Yeah, I just said that. It's definitely struggling with Wallace. But Rookie's joined in the fray now with Steele and Pro Ricardo.
This is going to be very interesting on board with Steele.
Minden, what a move.
Here comes Rookie side by side, 3 wide.
Oh, he was wide.
Minden's got a little wide on the grass. Steele side by side through turn 1 with Pro Ricardo and Steele. Contact there with the tyres. Contact again with the tyres. Steele forced off track, taking a very inside line through the grass.
Yeah.
That's not going to help him. And Rookie and Minden have got past both of them.
Yeah.
Well, both of them got past him. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be an incident, I think.
Quite a lot of incidents between these guys.
Yeah, Pastoleo's closing the gap on Sierra and P3. But back on board with Pro Ricardo, Rookie and Minden. Keeping out that gap between Pastoleo and Sierra.
And now is Steele going to be able to close the gap much on these pair? Possibly. We'll see what happens. Yellow's
Steele's out.
Sector.
Steele's out.
Ooh, Wallace is out. Must have been a spin on exit of turn 10. Either that or it was intentional. And it's a safety car.
Steele, not Wallace. Steele.
Steele even.
And Sierra pits.
And so does Mo, and so does Exo.
Mediums for Sierra. Mediums for Exo.
Pro Ricardo is in, Rookie is in, Minden stays out. That's how that pattern's going to be
Interesting. Minden staying out on 16 lap old mediums.
Rookie's also looking new softs as we wait for Shaggy coming across now. He's pitting as well. What about Wallace? What's he going to do?
Pitting?
Well, yes.
Yeah. So everybody's pitted by your first 3. Will we see them going in? I don't know. We'll find out in a bit.
Maybe they're a little bit more confident in tyre conservation and what. However, 38 laps completed. We are on lap 39. Pardon me, back to start lap 40.
MCL's pitted.
Oh, I
Bird
remembered. I know
pitted.
because I know MCL was past the pits
by
that point.
Sierra is going really slow.
Now, how much is Sierra going to be able to close up on these guys? Probably not very much.
No, he isn't. MCL's back on track now.
Yep, so Sierra's staying ahead. But he's got ahead of ahead of Pastolejo.
Yeah, Bird's got out.
Is he going to get ahead of him? Is Minden going to get ahead of him as well? Minden is ahead of Pastolejo. Now that is a pit stop shuffle.
Rookie and Wallace and MCL have all gone to softs.
Everybody else going for mediums?
I don't know about yours, but is that safety car yellow on the
Top left.
on the lap sheet. It keeps going on and off on my screen.
I think it does. I was going to say I think it does that when it goes through the sectors, but I don't know now. So it was going through a 9 and it flashed. I mean, listen. Does it really matter much?
No.
As long as we're not having controversies like we did with the first one, we're all right.
What happened to Steele? I'm going to have a look in Discord, see if he said anything.
Go for it.
Fuckity fuckies, that curb was slippery.
Who said that?
Steele.
Ah.
Little Mick. Well, that was fun while it lasted. Thank you guys for letting me join in. Hopefully we get to complete next week. Dash Stappen internet's not working. Maybe that's why he's DNF.
That's really unfortunate considering that Dash Stappen was second in the championship before this race. It was going to be really cool to see what he could do to try and maybe close even over take MCL. Though considering his pace here, that's not really going to happen, I don't think. Right, at the moment we have 2 AlphaTauris, 1 and 3, with an Alpine in second place with third. Mercedes of Minden. Go on.
I'm hurt, mate. If safety car doesn't come in this lap, I'm going to make another broke.
Okay, go for it. In the meantime, yes, the Mercedes in 4th with Minden and 7th with Exo. Pastelea, the single Red Bull in the field in 5th place. Mo and Pro Ricardo is 6th place. Martin. Solo Ferrari in 8th.
Safety car in this lap.
In this lap, so no brew for Mike. 10th is Alfa Romeo's Shaggy, and 11th
The last of which is banked at staggering 9
Wallace.
degrees.
Right.
Seems to be really struggling.
MCL has gone on the restarts tonight and last night, smack on the DRS point on the final turn. Will he carry on with that strategy, do you think?
Well, the DRS point is there,
Yeah.
so he's missed that.
This is where he went before there.
Yeah.
He's holding back
Even
this
a little
time.
bit later this
He's
time,
gone
he's
now.
gone there.
He's got
Right.
him.
Bird's been able to keep up with him, so it's all very close this time. Pasteleo's going into the pits. In the meantime, we've got AlphaTauri 1 and 3 with an Alpha in the background. I think, was there a move being made there? No, not quite. There's a move at the back, though, between Shaggy and Wallace.
Yeah.
Here they come. Wallace up the inside of turn 2, almost, not quite close enough to be
Pasteleo has put a
alongside.
fresh front wing, by the way.
Ah.
MCL already a gap of 1.2 seconds. And we've got Sierra all over the back of Bird. And then we've got a right gaggle behind these. Where do we go? Where do we go? See on board of these.
Where do we go? Where do we go?
P4,
We
P4.
go with Exo and Pro Ricardo. Move being made there for 6th place. Not worked out. I thought Ricky was going to go for it into turn 10.
Yeah,
But not so.
Mo
Here
on
comes Mo
Minden.
Sullivan. Quite close enough there. Not particularly so. Into turn 11 and 12. They stay the same. But the big show is going to be heading into turn 1, really. Here they come round the banking in the final corner.
Sierra makes a move on.
I was about to say
Bird.
Minden, no, Exo's really going for it, trying to go up the inside, remember no DRS for the time being. Ooh, up the inside, almost not breaking off contact there, contact with the wall as well.
Ooh.
That's probably going to hurt his front wing, and he's dropped to the back of the field pretty much.
Yeah, Sierra's up to P2.
It's an AlphaTauri 1-2, and it's side by side with Exo, no, not Exo,
Shaggy.
Wallace and Shaggy, side by side 3-3, as they head through the valleys and the dips, through this section here, heading into turn 7. Who's going to have the bigger balls? it's Wallace because he was able to keep the foot planted.
Obviously, the softs,
Heading into turn 8.
softs have got a big factor on that.
That does help as well.
I think the likes of
Here at the
MCL,
back of the field.
Rookie, Wallace and Pastelea, I think, are open for another safety car. Well, they'll be praying for one, I think.
I would imagine so. Considering how often they've been happening, they're probably going to do one more.
Yeah, but Bird is looking in a good place at the moment. P3 with hards on. MCL 111 points.
He's put the hards on, and here comes Mo Sullivan on Minden. Battle for 4th place, side by side. DRS now enables from the next lap they can use it. Didn't even need the braking, and he's got the move done. Mercedes and Minden in a bit of Aston Martin
Rookie
sandwich.
on pros, Ricardo. No, thought better of it. He went for the move, backed out.
Rookie behind this battle for 4th place in the Aston Martin sandwich. Some great battles we've had today, though.
Oh, wow, yeah, been good.
Most of them containing Minden.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got Minden Pro Ricardo and Rookie for a sheet over him. Wallace is caught up as well. Wallace is coming in the mix and making good use of these softs. Up to P8.
Shaggy's getting quite close to these guys as well, so it's a battle between 5-6 cars in for 4th place. On board with Rookie trying to make a move on Pro Ricardo, not quite able to do so. Minden trying to defend for 5th place, mind you. Here comes Pro Ricardo, thought better of it into turn 2. But here he could, I thought he was going to go through on exit 3 there as well, but not quite to be. Lap 45 of 72, I think that makes 27, 28 laps to go roughly.
So Pasteleo pitted for fresh soft and moving and he's losing ground a lot to Exo and P10. He was 14 seconds down to 16, well up to 16.
I thought he was 19 before. But here comes Pro Ricardo, helicopter cam, giving us a good view, but not quite to be. I know you mentioned this yesterday, but I do genuinely wish that.
I know, I do, I like it. Anyway, there got his
helicopter cam is a great camera angle, but Pro Ricardo's got well ahead of Minden. What can Rookie do as well? 2 moves in one straight. DRS really proved.
And Wallace has got Minden
side by
as well.
Side.
Wallace has got fast.
Shaggy's got Minden as well. Wow.
So he's lost 4 places there, Minden. We're going to lose another
considering
one.
how far behind he is, I reckon there was a considerable mistake made.
Yeah.
Isn't that on the now Exo's on his tail?
You've got some gaps forming now between 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. P5, Rookie's pressing for Ricardo, Wallace is there, Shaggy's there, and so it's all over the back of Minden.
And we've seen this before from Rookie. The second half of the race is where he really shines, if he can get there, which isn't necessarily always the case.
Steele's just joined me chat. He's just put, well, that was poopy. Good choice of words there, Michael. Steele. That was poopy. Good choice of words instead of shit.
I did not expect you to say that. Oh my goodness. Exo's ahead of Minden now heading into the first corner. Battle for 9th between the 2 Mercedes drivers. Poopy though. That isn't...
Good word. Is that a Scouse word, Mike? Poopy?
I don't think it is. How a 3-year-old would describe something.
Poopy.
Poopy. It's poopy. Yeah, I could very much see like a 3-year-old describing something. Mike, I'm not calling you a 3-year-old. I'm just saying.
It's alright, we call worse.
Ooh, battle here, Wallace and Shaggy. That was the 7th. Shaggy using the outside line of turn 10. We've got that move done. Keeping an eye on this through the chicane. It's very easy to just retaliate down the straight. After Leo's closed up though now. It's a 9-second gap.
Yeah, it certainly has. That's
Looking on with for Shaggy on Wallace, not quite able to be close enough for a move here, neither with the Mercedes drivers. Things all just calmed down. Absolute chaos. 5 laps ago, it's now just, it's just calmed down a little bit.
Yep, it has.
Looking on with MCL pulled a 5 and a bit second gap on his Alpha Tauri teammate Sierra, who's also got a 2-second gap on Bird. I mean, as much as yes, we want to replicate F1 in as many ways as we can, this isn't one of the ways that I was hoping we'd do it. Because at the moment it's been relatively dominant from NCL this season. And, well, what else can we say? He's won a considerable majority of the 7 races we've had so far.
6 out of 7, yeah.
On track for it to be 7 out of 8. Which again really just shows how much confidence he's got in both the game and the car.
Yeah, definitely. Done his own work as
because I know that he was struggling towards the back end of season 9, back on the previous game. But now that got the new game, he spent some time on it. He really seems to like it.
Yeah, he does. I want your opinions, Casper. Can you go through and have a look at everybody's fuel? Because I think MCL is running quite low fuel. See what you think.
According to the timer, what's it called? The flashing light. Nobody's under fuel.
I know, but the gauge, most drivers, it's red.
Jesus Christ. Either I'm blind or I'm not looking at the right thing.
You know your trajectory at the bottom?
The telemetry?
Yeah, the red on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
That's your fuel. And they've all got a little bit of red. But MCL's
oh,
a
you
bit
mean
bigger.
the bar?
Yeah.
That's not your fuel, mate.
What is it then?
That is the ERS that you harvest.
Is it?
And the green on the right-hand side, you can see a green bar surrounding the throttle. That bar is the ERS that you can use.
Okay. Learn something every day.
So nobody's actually underfueled because you've obviously got the flashing red
fuel
sign underneath the rotations per minute counter. But yeah, that red bit is just like the amount of ERS the harvest.
I've had a reply off Mr. Steele. I asked what happened, and he said bit too much exit on the curb with shit on the tyres. Still, obviously we did see him go off track, didn't we? Better than swearing, because I want to do a lot of that. That's why he says poop. That's not fuel, that's energy gain, which I've just been explained to. Thanks, Mike. Anyway, fuck the lot of you.
So the big number in the middle is the gain, right?
Fuck off. Pro Ricardo now, all over the back of Mo Sullivan.
both Alpha Tauri, I was about to say, Aston Martin teammate are getting very close and personal with each other, as we've seen a few times this race, I think. But Pro Ricardo battling is, at least going off in this race, a joy to see. Believe me, he's pulled off some very, very good moves. 52 of 72, that means we're on 21 to go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, or whoever else we may be broadcasting to.
And may I
live on
just
Twitch.
reiterate, I think Bird is in a good position here.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I don't think MCL can carry softs to the end.
I think he was hoping these softs would give him a big gap, but
It's given him a decent-sized gap, but not nearly as big as he needs it to be.
no. I think Bird's pulled off a corker here. Ricardo again putting pressure on Mo.
The only person that he would need to be careful of is Sierra, because you could pull 33 on the mediums. So he would just have to be wary of Sierra, because he can stay out longer than MCL. I don't think he can go out with this many on top.
Pasileo all over the back of Minden now for P10. And there you go. Makes a move. Exo's next on his list.
Looking on towards Sullivan and Pro Ricardo, not quite close enough for any moves there. The only people that really haven't gained places are Pasteleo, who's down 9, he started on pole position, and Minden is down 2.
There goes Pasteleo on Exo. Pasteleo up then to P9.
Really is making that Red Bull work finally. Got 20 laps to try and get up a little bit higher. Although considering he's on softs, he's going to have to pit again anyway.
Yeah. Pro Ricardo still trying to get past teammate Mo. Well, almost same constructors.
I thought he was going to go for a move into there as well. Into turn 11 and 12. Very tight battle here between the two Aston Martin drivers here with us. In the meantime, I'm going to check Discord. Not much has happened. Alright, cool. Oh, here we are. Pro Ricardo's getting very, very close, but not going to make a move. Remember, the golden rule is don't bash into your team, whatever you do. And he's not done that, which is good on him. I tell you what, we were talking about MCL being in a precarious position. Sierra just closed the gap by a second and a bit.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm thinking, could he go soft again in a couple of laps' time and just blitz his way to the front of the field?
I don't think
it would depend on how much time he lost in the pits.
No, I don't think he would, because he dropped to about P7, P8. Nah. He's going to have to do it, though. I think he will have to do it. I think he'll have to put
He's going to have to do it, yeah.
If he's got another set of softs, that is.
That is a very important factor. To be fair, you could pull it on mediums as well, because new mediums are quite good. But...
Yep, Pastileo's past Wallace.
And Pastileo's left the session.
He has.
So Wallace is probably going to be able to...
gone in the pitch.
Well.
Pastileo's
in comes Pastileo. Well, Pastileo's AI has come in now. That's interesting. Should Pastileo... That's not looking too good for Pastileo. In comes Minden as well.
Put fresh softs on.
Minden going maybe the fastest lap. Possibly.
So we're at that moment where there's gaps forming again.
Gaps forming again, lap 55 of 72. Looking on with MCL, who's in a bit of a difficult position. When does he pit? What does he pit onto? Does he have a fresh set of softs that he can pit onto?
Yes, that's the
Many
question.
different questions that he's going to have to get answered. It's going to be quite interesting to see this final few laps because the win could come from any of the top three. It just depends on how close Bird can get to Sierra towards the end of the race.
Rookie and Pro Ricardo swapping positions. Rookie is up to P5.
After starting 15, that's a good old bat.
Yeah,
good,
but 17 lap old softs aren't going to see to the end, are they?
Nah, no way in hell are they. Also, big moves made from Mo Sullivan starting 11th and Shaggy starting 13th.
Yeah.
As well as Wallace in 16th. They've all made moves to be sort of
Minden is
low single digits.
Hunting down Pasteleo. Caught up to Pasteleo now, and the move, I think, will be done in a couple of corners' time. Goes for the
He's going on the
outside.
outside of turn 3. It's a bold move to do. He struggled on the throttle, and he didn't even need any DRS. That is a brilliant move there from Minden.
Absolute superb move, Minden.
Absolutely stellar move, that. Good on you, lad.
And now we see Shaggy and Pro Ricardo. Shaggy's 17 lap old hards. The advantage over the 17 lap old mediums.
Crucially, Shaggy's going to have DRS and going to be able to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, definitely has.
Got someone pitting in the background. I think that's Wallace pitting from 8th place.
Yeah, 17 lap old soft. We'll be putting softs on again, I expect, if he has set. And he does.
Which he looks like. Now again, that brings us back to the question, what does MCL do?
Yeah, will Wallace get back in front of Minden? No, Minden's going to have him, I think. No. Oh, yeah, Minden's out before Wallace. No, Wallace is out before Wallace. Sorry. So, right then, who's going to be next? There's Rookie on 18 lap old softs and MCL on 17 lap old softs. I don't think MCL's going to maintain his good fortune of a race win.
But he's not pitting this lap, but he's keeping the gap relatively steady.
I thought it was 6
I hope
seconds.
he's not considering a gamble.
I thought it was 6 seconds a gap. It's now 5.
No, it was. This is the first time that he's got back to.
Minden and Wallace are battling.
5 seconds
Teammates. Wallace in the Haas. Minden in the Mercedes. Dips on slicks. Minden runs wide.
I should
There's
hope
a bit
he
of time there.
Yeah, it doesn't look to be raining.
Yeah.
And for the first time briefly, and has just gone back, it's a less than 5 second gap between Sierra and.
So Pro Ricardo has just done a fastest lap in 0.261 seconds.
I was about to say, what's up with that? No, that's not gone counted. But Pro Ricardo does have the fastest lap at 12.9. So he does have the fastest lap regardless. It's just not 0.2 or whatever that was.
Minden's caught back up the gap on Wallace again, cut it down to 0.5 seconds, half a second, in other words, after making that mistake.
0.5 of a second, yes.
That's your nearest battle on track now. Everywhere's got seconds.
Gaps closed between Sierra and
Yeah, told you it was.
MCL to 4.3. I think MCL's going to
Have to
probably
pit
have
soon.
to pit this lap to mitigate damage.
So could be running into punchy time. Minden Bean,
I thought he
112.1.
already was there. Minden's got a 12.1 as fastest lap.
I'm on board with MCL.
Here he comes round turn 13
3.9.
and through the final corner.
3.9 is the
Is
gap.
he pitting this time?
Nope.
No. No, that is a surprise.
Yep.
Lap 60 of 72 has just been started. We've got 13 laps to go. And MCL is...
I'm on board with it now.
Hell of a hell.
I'm on board with it now, and then tyres are knackered.
I don't know why he can't
On board with it now.
that is going to keep coming down, especially in the middle section where grip is required.
I mean, he's holding the track pretty well, but if you go on board with it, then tyres are full.
I was going to say they look pretty sad. Ricardo's retired, and that has come at possibly the best time for MCL. It's a safety car because it is Ricardo at turn 3, and I think, well, MCL is going to, but I don't think anyone else really will. Well, Rookie will. Sierra might, as might Mo Sullivan.
Yeah, MCL's in.
In goes MCL. Here comes Sierra. Does
He's
Sierra
in.
pit?
Yeah.
Yes. Through goes Bird, round the banking.
Can't
Does
see
Bird
Bird.
pit?
Yes.
He is. That is a strange move. What about no? Coming through the banking now.
Yeah.
MCL's just pulled off the best gamble
Yeah, definitely has.
so far this season.
So, Rookie's in.
And it's something that, I'll
Shaggy's
be
in.
honest, I do not fully understand.
No, I don't.
Actually, no, I sort of do.
Minden. Is he coming
Did he-
in?
Because if Bird had stayed out on those hards, then it'd be like Charles Leclerc in Silverstone last year,
Minden's in.
where he was just drowning.
Wallace is in.
Exo's coming now.
Exo's
Exo's
in.
in. And
Pasteleo
Pasteleo
stays
stays
out.
out. So he's going to pick up a few places. Minden's going on mediums. That's the only times that he can. One would imagine. Pastelo's picked up a few spots there. That is probably going to come at a cost. Now then, this is going to be interesting, isn't it? Just
Isn't it?
10 cars.
Sorry. Yeah, 10 cars.
I was going to say 10 cars, almost all on fresh softs, and probably around about 8 laps.
Yeah, will be, well, will be 10 laps on it, I think. I
It's
don't
not
know.
coming in next lap. Well, it might come in next lap.
I'm
If it
looking
comes
now.
in next lap, it'll be 10 laps.
I'm looking at the teams now. G-Spot are in a good position with P1 and P5.
Yeah.
Dick Slicks are in P8 and 9. Wall of
Decent haul of
China.
points.
Wall of China, I've only got one driver left in P6. Fuck off. Bird and Exo are P3 and 10.
I love how you're not trying to pronounce it like I would.
Dink Levers, what the name is, have no drivers left. FXPT, I've only got Pasteleo, P7. VXR have no drivers, and AMS
Last place, no
race,
drivers.
no drivers. So, good positions to be in for the G spots, P1 and 5.
So the G-Spot racing team are in a good position.
Yeah, I'm going to make it really quick. Oh, no, I'm going to
Go
have a
for it,
gin and
make it very
tonic.
quick.
Gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic. Bloody hell,
Gin
you're going to
and
need that.
tonic. Gin and tonic.
Gin and bloody tonic.
Fuck 'em.
Right, 62 of 72, 11 to go, 10 after this one. It's announced the tower in 1-2, MCL and Sierra, and Bird, Mo Sullivan, Rookie are top 5, Shaggy, Pasteleo, Minden, Wallace, and Exo, your top 10. Potentially after this lap, safety car in this lap. So I don't know if you want to get back here quickly, Mike, after your gin and tonic.
I'm 2 yards off the television screen. I'm outside now, actually, putting the empty tonic bottle in the bin. I'm back in the kitchen.
Orange,
Love to see it.
to the
Actually, I probably need
lounge.
to grab. I'm probably going to grab my beer after this race as well. Actually, no, it's not beer, it's cider.
Cider.
Yeah, I bought 2 bottles of Inches, and it turns out Inches is much better on draft than it is in a bottle.
On board with MCL.
And MCL's gone early this time.
Yeah.
Sierra's managed to relatively keep in touch.
Yeah. Come
A
back
little
there.
bit of a moment on throttle. 63 of 72. Right, let's see what these drivers are really made of. Here comes Mo Sullivan trying to make a move on Bird into turn 1. Not quite close enough. Shaggy into turn 1. Also not quite close enough on Rookie. It's all stayed relatively the same.
Yeah, it has. Sierra's not letting MCL get away at all.
Here comes Shaggy though. Shaggy trying to make a move into turn 7. Not quite close enough. It's getting very, very close to Rookie now.
Wallace and
In the
Minden.
Ferrari.
Wallace and Minden. Ooh, close that was. That was close. But Sierra
Very, very close.
all over the back of MCL.
But for once, MCL isn't really able to make that much of a gap.
No, he hasn't. Sierra and Bird are closing in on him. It's definitely, I think it was definitely Bird's race until that safety car come out.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Easily Bird's race. Right, 1 lap done, and on to go. Here comes Sierra, trying to make a move around the outside of turn 1. He's got fastest lap with a 1:11.5 outside of the Harbour. He's still side by side alongside with MCL. Not quite through on exit though. So into turn 2, MCL was able to keep that position.
Yeah, he just went off track a little bit, slowed him down, cost him that move. But he's not giving up the goose, is he?
Ooh, almost contact there between the pair of them.
I think MCL was close to track limits as well there. Cut that corner a little bit, but
I don't think I've seen anybody trigger the track limits warnings as well.
no, funny. All those that had penalties have DNF.
Well, no, because
they served, haven't they?
Either for
Yeah, they have
well, yeah, they
been
would have been
served.
served. Otherwise, the thing would have been done.
But now
But,
there's 4 cars in the top in that picture there now for P1. MCL Bird and Mo.
Rookie a little bit behind, still within DRS range. Technically, they're all within DRS range of each other.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens this time. The second lap of this shootout is done. 8 to go.
DRS
DRS is
enabled.
now enabled. And there's not really anybody close enough to make a move just yet.
No.
But it's DRS time next time. Cannot wait.
No. MCL and Sierra. Very close. Sierra to the inside line, but no. MCL gets a better exit. And Bird's in on this now. Over the back of Sierra. And MCL is getting away a little bit. Not much. Don't it?
Just a little bit. MCL really is just slightly clawing away. But again, it's still within DRS range. It's not really close enough to say. It's not really far enough to say that he's getting away. Right, DRS is open for these front 3. No, not quite close enough for a move just yet. I've just seen my trigger. Nothing very important. Next. Round 13.
He's not touched his ERS, MCL. Not touched it.
I think Sierra would have done. Right, Sierra's got DRS coming on with MCL. Here we come, Sierra around the outside. Attempt number 2 of this move.
Ooh,
a little bit too far out. So MCL was able to keep that position. Great defending from the other Alpha Tauri. Most of them tries to stick it around the outside of Bird, not quite able to do so.
Yeah,
and mind you, I just want to say, all the drivers are still within 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
Yeah, I know. Rookie's in the equation now, caught that gap up. Only 0.3 behind Mo. Sierra. Oh, this is good. I'm loving it. Loving it.
Loving it, loving it. Here we are, round turn 10. I thought, was there a move being made there? No, I thought Bird was going to go straight into turn 10, but not quite. ERS down here for everybody other than MCL. No move being made just yet. Main opportunity for overtaking is, of course, into turn 1. Heading through turn 13, round the banking, ERS open there. And here we go, on board with Bird, on board with Sierra, actually. Surprise again, into turn 1. Can he go around the inside? No. Not really close enough to the alongside NCL at all, really, on that one.
Exo's got past Wallace. Wallace demoted to T10 now. Here's your battle.
Castellano's not been able to make moves, but he's kept within that group.
Shaggy all over the back of Rookie now. Good racing, these two. Very close. Shaggy got the inside line now. No, Rookie cuts him off. This is good racing, these two. Wow.
Brilliant racing across the field, this one.
Yeah, and Bird and Sierra.
Ooh, and Mo.
And Mo. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go.
Well, let's stay with this top few for now.
Yeah.
MCL's been able to pull out a little bit. The gap's almost 8 tenths.
Yeah.
We are about to go into 5 to go here at Zanvoort. Brilliant ending to this race. I hope you can stay behind for the rest of it. Here we go. DRS wide open. And MCL going to defend Sierra for another round. Taking the inside line. Parking it exactly where he needs to. Not letting Sierra through. Moment for Sierra there on grip. Mo getting ahead of Bird. Giving an opportunity to Rookie, but not able to utilise it. I don't know what happened there.
Sierra cut Bird off.
Contact.
Yeah, there was contact. What was I going to say? Shaggy. All over the back of Rookie. Just don't know where to go.
You really don't in this top 6. Pastaleo's not too far behind from this lot either.
No, could be anybody's, but MCL's, that gap's growing a little bit. And say, MCL's not touching his battery at all.
Battle really is at the moment between 3rd and 7th place.
That's what I was going to say. On turn 1, right, the last 5 attempts Sierra's made on MCL, he's gone on the outside. Would you be sticking it on the inside? Yeah.
Needs to go on the inside.
That's too far behind now, is he?
Well, last time he was 4 tenths and got very, very close. He might be able to. He's going around the outside again. I don't think this is going to work, but he's carrying a little bit more speed. He's really able to hang it around the outside, but again, on exit, it's not able to just really work on it.
No, close the gap though.
Gap's closed down to about 3 tenths again. Lap 69 of 73, 4 to go in this. Well, brilliant ending to.
It's all over the back of Mo again.
Tight between Mo and Bird.
And Exo's closing the gap on Bindis. I've been past Wallace.
That was the car horn. Wallace has dropped back a little bit. Top 9 are within 5 seconds now. Wallace is
struggling with that.
7.5 seconds behind.
Sierra
so really looks to be struggling. Yeah.
Sierra's closer now than he's ever been. I can see the move being made on the start-finish straight.
I can certainly see that happening.
There.
Right.
6 cars in the same shot. Wow.
6 cars within 2 seconds. This is going to be a brilliant race.
Mo Sullivan's gone off.
Lap 70.
Mo Sullivan's dropped to P6 now.
Here comes Sierra making the move for the lead. Doesn't even need the braking zone. Doesn't need to worry about going up around the outside or even up the inside because he's got through speed to go. And it's, well, with 3 to go, and Sierra is in the lead.
Yeah. He's done well
now,
there,
the question
Sierra.
is, what can MCL do to the 2 try and close the gap and try and make a move back into turn 1?
Yeah, Sierra's on 8% battery, MCL's on 30, Bird's on 8.
So,
Rookie's on 6. So, MCL's got battery in hand on everybody.
got plenty battery in hand. Round turn 10 for the 70th time of asking.
Oh, that gap.
That gap's gone up a little bit.
Yeah.
I was about to say, because it's half a second. That's probably enough to keep him behind. But on board with MCL, it's 5 tenths exactly. Let's see how much the gap is able to be closed. Using the battery, Sierra goes to the inside, MCL goes to the outside. And I think again,
MCL going to lead.
no need for braking, because he's got ahead of him well before him. Yellow's in first sector. Is that Mo Silver going off again?
Yeah.
5-second penalty for speeding in the pit
and
lane.
the Red Bull of Pasteleo. I think there's been contact with Pasteleo and Mo Sullivan. Pasteleo was right off track then after contact.
That is really unfortunate, but Sierra and MCL are about as close as you can imagine. Through turn 9, Bird's getting into this as well. Could Bird possibly be trying to pick up the win on the final lap? This could get interesting. This could get very interesting. Here comes Sierra very close, heading into the Hansehurst chicane, making a move.
Nice.
This is going to get very spicy.
In it just. And Rookie up there in P4.
5 cars really in it for the win, I think.
See, any mistake from these two in front, and Bird, Rookie and Shaggy are in.
But whatever battery advantage MCL had, he doesn't have anymore.
No.
Here they come, final lap of the race. MCL down the inside, heading into turn 1. Can Sierra hang it around the outside? He's not been able to do it thus far.
He's got it.
But he has on defence. Contact there between the two of them. They're really fighting for this win. And MCL staying ahead. What can Bird do in third place? Not really very much. Rookie and Shaggy are waiting to pick up the scraps from this battle as well. As we, see what happens next.
This is good, isn't it? Sierra.
Isn't it just?
Are giving it some lads.
Through turn 9, 8 for the final time in this race. Can MCL win his 7th in 8? Can Sierra win the first one of the season? Yellow's in the second sector.
Sierra's lost it. Has he got a puncture? Something's happened.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Look at his tyres. Wow, they're knackered.
His tyres are toast, but I don't think it's a puncture. That's his race done. The only person who can really stop him is Bird. What can Bird do? I don't think Bird can do much considering from that distance. No. But let's see what happens as they come across the banking. Final time, Bird is coming closer. He's getting closer. It's a staggering finish. It's Bird. Bird wins.
He's got it. Wow.
Bird's got the win.
Wow.
14 thousandths of a second. Bird gets the win here at the 100 in Zanvoort. MCL isn't able to take a second win of this week. A Rookie is also now on the podium. But wow, what a finish to that race.
Brilliant. Rookie, absolutely superb, mate.
Oh,
brilliant. That was brilliant.
Blimey.
Who'd have thought that? I didn't think he'd get there. Wow, Bird. I take my hat off to you.
I wasn't sure if he would.
I take my hat off to you, Bird.
Wow. That was... I'm pretty sure that's the first photo finish. Or at least one of the first photo finishes that we've had in ERC.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Brilliant.
The gap was 14 thousandths of a second. That's probably a metre, if that. Oh my word. Right, driver of the day, Rookie license. I would be inclined to agree. Yourself?
Definitely Rookie.
Oh, I think we're all going to need to recover after that one. Wow, what a race that was. As you see Bird making a move on the podium. But,
wow,
standings
Can't get me breath. Can't get me breath.
I'll let you get your breath. Bird ahead of MCL, ahead of Rookie on the podium. I need to catch my breath in a second as well. By 14 thousandths, the win was decided. You can really see how close these gaps are in this league. Shaggy ahead of Exo, top 5. Minden finishing in 6th. Mo Sullivan 7th. Sierra 8th after being in 2nd for so so long. It really is a shame that he finished in 8th place. Pasteleo and Wallace round out your finishers. That is, I believe, all that we have for you from ERC 100. Our next ERC race will be the Sunday on International Paddock. Is there anything happening on International Paddock in the meantime, between then?
I think there is a endurance race Saturday. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure there is. But
Okay.
MCL fastest lap.
MCL fastest lap, that's an extra point for that. But be sure to tune into International Paddock as well. I will see you all on Wednesday. Mike will see you all most likely on Sunday, if not on the endurance race. But that is it from Mike.
Yeah, and it's raining again.
It's raining again, isn't it? Just yeah. And that's it from me as well. Have a safe night, everyone. We'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye bye for now.